All right. Welcome everyone to another episode of Martin Wong Chat. Uh, so this is a show where I talk to my friends and my guests, and then we just have fun chatting a little bit. No, and no, we are on Twitch right now. We're streamed live. We are also have the show on YouTube on also different podcast platform. So welcome, check it out. I'm also starting to create more extra content too for Patreon as well. But this is we're giving it a try. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. But anyway, tonight I have my good friends. Not one, but two good friends. We have BindiSmalls and MightySox. They're both amazing creators and also amazing friends. They do many different things, and they're known on the internet for all kind of crazy things. One of them I think is eBay related too. But we'll see. I'll let them tell the story. You know what? I'm gonna bring them on. Let's see. Welcome. Hello, guys. How y'all doing?
Working. We've got to work.
Yeah.
So we're making sure that our names are in front of our persons.
Oh, yeah. If you want me to, I should put. Earlier I
had
BindiSmalls and then MightySox.
But how are you gonna get in your channel?
I'm just gonna climb in like this.
We stream a lot. Can you guys tell?
We almost never stream together at the same computer, though. Ever.
Except for every Friday.
At the same computer. I guess the laptop. But that's like at the counter, not like at a computer desk.
It's true. These gamer chairs are not meant to be near
They're
each
not
other.
meant to be stacked.
Gamers are solitary beasts.
Right?
You know what? I feel like the gaming, whoever decided to say this is what chairs that gamers want, I'm not sure how they got it working because it's not comfortable.
No, I don't get me started. Don't get me fucking started. I hated these things for so long, and then I sat in one, and I was like, all right, this is kind of not bad. They're chairs out of cars.
So they're race chairs.
My car has a chair like this.
Race chairs are not meant for sitting in for
a long period of time.
For or computer ergonomics, right?
Yeah.
Like here, question for you.
Because you drive with force pushing back, but when you
what do you think these are for?
Your shoulder?
When you're on the computer.
They'll hold you in place when you're
driving.
Car.
Yes, it's because your car
yeah. So don't move out. Yeah.
That's like it's like when a creature evolves and they have a hand or something that should fall off and die because they're not using it.
We need to get like even closer.
Okay. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of DX Racer. DX Racer.
Bindi, let's move to your left a little bit. All of you move to your left just a little bit. Yeah, or the camera. That works too.
Yeah. Oh, is that better?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Sorry. But
Sean just loves the camera. Just can't keep him away.
You moved me. You put me here. I don't choose this.
I was like off the camera when I sat there and here. I don't know how.
They also make so much money for the gaming chairs too.
They're
like how much is one? It's like $200-$300 at least.
Are you sitting in one?
If you're
I am.
Sitting in DX Racer, I guarantee you.
So if you go for like an unbranded, of course, if you go for like an unbranded racing chair, gaming racing chair, get it off of AliExpress or Taobao, super cheap. They're not very expensive. All of a sudden you slap a name on it and it's like so fucking expensive. Granted, some of them are actually really nice. The one Sean's sitting in is super duper duper comfortable. It's a Secret Labs.
Call me Secret Labs. Call me.
Would love
Actually,
to.
I know a guy there.
They don't give a shit about me.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I have one of their chairs.
But their chairs are actually really, really dope. They're super freaking comfortable. I like their stitching, like everything.
I think I talked to them at E3 before.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, maybe. But this year I can't.
Oh right.
Yeah.
Everything got canceled. Yeah.
Let me pop chat and then I'll put it down there because we're both looking this way. Pop out chat.
Your screen.
There we go. Put it right over you.
So how has I tried to ask this earlier, but I was in the kitchen and forgot that you couldn't hear me from there. How's coronavirus lockdown treating you? How are you doing? You're an extroverted person.
I'm not just an extrovert. I'm like an extreme extrovert. Like
yeah.
Before all this started, my plan was to travel at least once a week. Not once a week, twice, at least like to conventions on average. One every week. So twice a month, sorry.
Wow.
That was the original
usually
plan.
4 weeks.
There's usually 4 weeks in a month.
Yeah, so twice a month, every other week.
Okay.
Every other week. Okay.
Jeez, that's
still a shit.
And you can deal with that? like physically and emotionally
I think
and
my
financially?
irregular schedule is my normal schedule. That's the thing.
You thrive
And
in chaos.
yeah,
You're
like
like Yennefer from The Witcher. You're
like
just you are chaos, right?
I forget.
Just watching The Witcher. Thank you,
Yeah,
Jeff.
we're just watching The Witcher. Sorry.
We're a little behind.
tossing coins everywhere. No, but what was it? Dave's girlfriend, Jean said it once. Like, if you have the D&D alignment chart, I would be chaotic. It's not even like evil or good. It's like chaotic
Yours
and
like a third
chaotic
dimension.
again.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually it's more like that. But so now it's like I need to figure out a schedule now. Like, my sleep schedule is still kind of messed up because when I have conventions, usually it's more normal because I have to do things during conventions.
Right.
So I have to wake up.
It dictates when you need to get up. Yeah.
So at least every other week I'll have like a little, help me to making sure my schedule is correct, But
Yeah.
now it's not. It's like I have today is a regular schedule, but that's only today. At my every day I feel like I shift about 3 or 4 hours forward or
hold on.
backward.
Hold on. You said regular schedule. I sent you a message. Is this my phone? Yeah, it's my phone. Oh, it wants the pin. But it's and it was like when I sent the message, you had been asleep for some time. I don't remember, and you answered me at 12:53 Mountain. So is that when you woke up, like at noon?
Yeah, today's a normal day.
I guess that's
considered
really
normal.
not that bad.
That is considered normal. Oh wait, no, that's what I'm saying. That's why today is a normal day. Normally it would be like keep shifting. There are days that I would like go to sleep at like 10 a.m. sometimes noon.
Wow.
And so this past week I have finally reset my schedule. The last 2 days, again, temporary. Most likely will start shifting. So maybe tonight I'll sleep at maybe 2 a.m. and then the day after maybe 4 a.m. then 6, then 8, and then eventually it's like, oh shoot, I have to go to sleep because it's noon now. And then it's too bad that I need to like be aligned with other people's schedule as well. Sometimes I have to work on stuff or posting and emails and all kinds of stuff. So like, all right, I need to reset. So what I would do is that I would stay up for like 28 hours or something like that. And then so like I'll be really tired, but then I have like whole 2 days awake. A day and a half awake, kind of thing. And then it'll be aligned to almost normal schedules. Like, oh wow, I'm really sleepy at like 7 p.m. now. Okay, cool. Then I go to sleep. And I'll wake up at like, I don't know, 10 a.m. maybe, not even. And then it'll be perfect.
Why don't you just like set alarms for yourself?
Human does.
Like no, some people do.
It's not that I have problem waking up. Sometimes I do. It's that I have problem going to sleep.
Yeah, I hear you.
I mean, it's not like I have sleeping problem either. I just like staying up and doing things. It's just at night, it's so peaceful. I just go to sleep. I just start working on photos, start working on, all kind of things. And then next thing you know, it's like, oh, the sun comes up.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep moving this. Sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
I want to make sure you're not cut off because you are.
But you guys have a normal sleep schedule, right?
I'm up at 9 every day for work.
Sean has a very normal sleep schedule. His life is essentially continuing as normal.
It's very little change.
Very little has changed. Yeah, except that we're not traveling at all. Right. That's the only real change for us. Everything else is exactly the same. But yeah.
That's great.
We got more chickens.
Yeah, we did.
Because instead of buying eggs all the time, we just eat the butt nuggets from the backyard. So that's really good.
How does one go get chicken? I don't assume you can order it on Amazon or something.
You don't order it. You
can.
Actually, you can mail order chicken.
Yeah, they'll ship chickens. There's special handling with the USPS for chickens.
Isn't that the craziest thing you've ever heard?
And chickens.
Does it come in a box or how does it work?
Yeah, it comes in a box. And they'll be chicks, and they're like $4 or so each.
Yeah.
What?
But
$4
I'm not kidding. It's so weird.
Yeah, we talked to a local mail carrier here once that said that in the mornings he hated going into the sorting facility because it was so loud because of the chickens. And I was like, "What are you talking about? Why are there chickens in a sorting facility?"
The chickens
right. And he said, people can mail chickens, they can mail livestock. And I was like, that just blew my mind. I didn't think that was a thing, but I guess you can mail them.
Wait, what if it's DOA? Like, can you return it or how does it work?
They're so cheap, they'd probably just give you your money back.
Yeah, they probably have some kind of. I'm guessing they have some kind of like, warranty or like health guarantee.
Because like electronic, you
something.
can easily. It's like, oh, DOA, cool. We'll either send it back or send you a new one,
Part
or
I made this chicken.
Right.
or like they send you a chicken and you're like, dude, this is the mouse. So like, wait, what?
You got my order wrong. It's fine. Just keep it. We'll send you the
Keep the mouse. We'll send you.
There's a farm we go to that's north of town, like 20 minutes, and she's really good. We bought our chickens from her last year, and we bought more again this year.
How many do you guys have now?
6
chickens.
Oh, do they need a lot of space? Do they need their own bed, or how does?
Not necessarily.
So their coop is probably almost the exact same footprint as like an IKEA computer desk. So probably the desk that you're sitting at, that I'm sitting at. The footprint is about that big, and then it's taller than I am. And they all sleep on a bar. Like there's like a board that goes across, and they just sit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the board. There's something about like the way their feet grab it, and it just like that's their jams. So they just like go to sleep.
Yeah,
That does not look comfortable.
No,
it does not look comfortable. They're essentially perched on like a rod. Doesn't look comfortable at all, but they love it. That's how birds sleep. I figured they would have to sleep in like a little box or something, right?
I would like if I was a chicken, I would rock and then like boom, it just fell over.
Yeah, I don't know how they work.
Are they both six of them? Are they all not both? Sorry, are they all 6 of them? Are they all adult chicken now?
Yes.
Yeah, we buy them a little older so that they're laying eggs already. They're called pullets.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Teaching the LA crew so much about
Pullets
chickens.
are chickens that have matured to about 4 to 5 months. They will be starting laying or just about to start laying.
Yeah.
How often do they lay eggs now?
Chickens lay eggs
Every day?
28 hours.
Yeah.
28?
So,
Yes.
yeah, so like 6 chickens, we get 5 eggs a day. Every now and then we might get 6 or 4.
Yeah.
But it's like
Interesting.
they lay eggs pretty much every day, but not
pretty
quite.
much every day, but like it'll essentially every 28 hours means that like they get a day off. Every so often, right?
Or if you piss them off, then they won't lay. Or if it's too cold, then they won't lay. Or if they're scared, then they won't lay. Like,
I wonder if they get confused, because like even for like pets, like pets, you like a cat, how we keep like scooping their poops. Like for chickens, like they keep taking our eggs, and I don't know why they want them, but they just keep taking them.
I don't know how that works out with them, because like we will go in and so we have 3 little laying, what are they called? Laying beds?
Nesting boxes.
Nesting boxes. Where they lay their
Uh-huh.
eggs. And like you just put a little box. It's like almost like a kitty litter box, right? Like lots of soft stuff, and then like it's kind of enclosed, and they just go in there and they lay their eggs. And sometimes they have favorites. So like when one comes out, the next one will go in, and just there's an egg there, and they're like, oh, cool, egg, and they sit down and they lay an egg next to it. So like sometimes we'll go in the morning and like there'll be one in there, and we'll be like, you can just reach under them and grab all the eggs that are currently there, and then they'll be like, they just look at you and you leave. And you go back, when you see that chicken in the yard, you know to go back and get another egg.
Every once in a while, and I've heard this from people who have like a lot more chickens, that you'll like reach under it to get the egg and they'll peck at you. They'll like try to get you. But our chickens, like, they don't. I think they're just confused. They're just like, "What are you doing?" And then you take the eggs away, and then they're like, "Oh, I guess I'm free now. I can go."
Yeah, they're weird, man. They're like
They're
little
so
dinosaurs.
weird.
They're
Yeah,
so weird.
they're not exactly. They're like the dumbest, most intelligent animals. Because they have no critical thought.
Hold on, I think the dog wants to go out. Okay, let him out.
Okay, because there's just no critical thought at all. They
Uh-huh.
just they're pure instinct. And their instinct is to stay alive, because literally everything wants to eat them, people included. Right?
Of course.
So like they do a really good job of just like scanning the sky constantly. Their eyesight is incredible.
They might be living like moment to moment kind of thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, probably. I don't think they can process much more than that, because like their heads are so small. Their brains must be the size of like a pumpkin seed. Like their heads are, like this. No, a fist would be a fucking giant chicken.
Yeah,
that would be like a chocobo.
I think with chickens, like, this is a huge head, like smaller than this.
No, a chicken head is like probably about as big around as like a bottle cap. Like most of what you're seeing is feathers. They have a lot of feathers.
Right.
And when you like smooth the feathers down, there's nothing there.
So it's like a small head with a giant body then.
Kind of, yeah. Yeah.
Because if you think of it, like their body's like much bigger than their head size. So it's kind of like.
Sean, Stella says to bring a chicken. Just take 6. Anyway,
What?
he might bring one. We'll see. They're sleeping, so they're very easy to catch. Just take one.
I need my shoes.
She says Martin's never seen a chicken.
No, I have seen the chicken.
I'm not sure it's true.
That man has seen chickens.
It's just
get a
they're mostly
chicken.
on
I
the
gotta get my
plate,
shoes.
not running around. But yes, I've seen
Mostly
a
on a
live
plate.
chicken too.
Yeah. No, they're yeah. Well, if he brings one, we'll show you. If not, you'll just have to use your imagination. Granted, like the chickens we have are very different from the chickens that are processed for meat or grown and processed for meat.
Mhm.
The chickens we have aren't very. They're big
Mhm.
for like backyard chickens, but the chickens that are grown and processed for meat are fucking huge, and they're a specific breed type to get like a lot of muscle, a lot of flesh.
Yeah, because like I feel like a lot of ones that are for food, they might have used different kind of chicken or different hormones that kind of make them more
Yeah.
beefy.
right
for meat.
Growth hormones,
Yeah.
absolutely, so that they grow. I could totally see why, so that they grow more muscle, because the
More meat.
chickens, well, they also they probably get to ripeness faster, right? Because like, oh, here we go, here's one. We've got a chicken coming. Is that Peep?
No, it's 6.
Oh, it is 6. Okay.
It's a little dark.
Chicken's on steroids. Here we go. Hey, lady. How you doing? She's a total sweetie. She's oop,
Aw,
look at her,
a
her
smack in the
wings.
face.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
This one's really smart.
she's really smart. This
and
one,
very social.
this one's not as afraid of humans, but yeah, you can see like, look at how small. Look at how small her head is. It's not very big. That
Yeah.
and like it's all feathers. Like if you just like
Choke the chicken.
if you touch their neck, like you can touch
Mm-hmm.
all the way through. Like it's like at least all the way. Like this is feather. Like I could stick my finger all the way in.
Yeah.
It's just feathers.
Huh.
Are
I
they
wonder how-
afraid of Felix? A little
No,
bit.
especially not this one. She doesn't give a fuck about
She doesn't
Felix.
really care. She's just
Oh yeah,
chilling.
stabilization.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Chicken gimbal. She doesn't do it very well.
The chicken gimbal.
Dude, you're so calm.
She's also probably a little weirded out. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very bright light.
Sleeping,
It is really
and
bright.
now
lights.
you're on camera and you don't even know what a camera is.
She's a movie star.
You're beautiful.
Like, imagine if you can
Alright,
talk to a
we good.
chicken. Like, how many things is
Sorry.
hard to explain to
chicken.
them?
Come on, sweetie.
The concept is just so out of the world.
There you go.
If they could understand speech, they would probably only understand like words, because
Like
they
food.
can they can do association. They can do like positive association and stuff like that.
Mm. So you
Where
can teach them trick actually.
absolutely, you can teach them tricks. You can teach them to be more friendly. Trying to get the camera to refocus. Oh, there we go.
There you go.
You can teach them to like socialize and things like that. But you can't necessarily teach them like complicated things.
Mhm.
You like it's all positive association. I don't think you can teach a chicken like the word no. So you can't.
Like,
Really,
I'm not even sure if they can do punishments. All right. You can't be
probably
like,
not.
You
It's
can't
probably-
do that.
Yeah, I'm not sure that would make a lot of sense. They're not necessarily. Yeah, like I said, they're not necessarily smart, but they're incredibly like rich in instincts. Like if you have treats, they'll pretty much get the association of like I get treat, I do thing, I get treat. You know, chicken psychology lesson. Yeah.
Have you tried to do that line thing where you like?
Oh
Put a
no, I
line.
haven't. I keep thinking of that. The hypnosis, chicken hypnosis.
Yeah,
I heard about that on the internet. I haven't tried it yet.
I've seen
should
it
have.
before.
Yeah.
Like-
We've asked people who've had chickens and they said it works. That it
Huh.
totally works.
I would believe that
I
it
wonder
works,
why.
'cause chickens are so instinctual.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, didn't you have chicken when you were young too?
I did, but here's the really sad thing. They were eaten by alligators. Because I
That's such
lived
a-
in
That's such a Florida thing.
I lived in like the middle of nowhere, backwoods Florida. So like our ducks, some of our ducks were eaten, most of our chickens were eaten.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Wow.
But we got to raise them and it was super fun as a
Wait,
kid,
but
you know.
how is that not? So is it like your backyard or something, or?
It was my backyard. It was legit my backyard. We had alligators.
So that means you have alligator. Exactly. Isn't that
Yes.
dangerous?
Yes, absolutely. We also had rattlesnakes. My dog, this is super sad. When I was a little kid, my dog
Do you want
died.
to say something before you do that, Sean?
Oh, yes.
Today's our 12th year anniversary.
Oh,
Hey.
jeez.
Woo!
So today's
We
MightySox
had an
Day.
extra bottle of champagne,
Yes.
so I'm gonna crack it.
Yay.
Today is our 12-year anniversary, so hooray! My uncle has a pet chicken. She's sweet and lovely. That's awesome.
Yeah, I don't understand the mean chicken thing unless there's like it was a rooster. Our chickens are so sweet,
They're really
and they've
nice.
never not been.
But
sweet.
we've never had like a giant flock of chickens and then had like a brood mother kind of.
Well, I
You
mean,
know what I mean?
but we get them from that lady on the farm, and she has a fuckload of chickens. So
Yeah,
they
that's
are
true.
they are chickens from a huge flock.
Yeah, I
Maybe
don't
she's
know.
just really good.
Yeah, maybe she's like nice to them, so they're nice chickens. I don't really know.
The rental chickens.
Happy
we have
dating
nice.
day. Thanks, Complete. Thank you. But yeah, the chickens we've had, all chicken experiences that we've come across, have been
Cheers.
pretty smooth. Cheers. Cheers to meeting on World of Warcraft.
Yeah, actually, tell us that story. I like how casually it's just like, let me just take a bottle and like celebrate this. And
This is a $10 bottle of champagne.
It's not an expensive
It's
bottle
not
of
very
champagne.
nice, don't worry.
But it was just kind of a nice thing to do. We're like, hey, we're stuck inside. We can't really do anything for our anniversary. Let's just we're gonna play Final Fantasy VII and
Hell yeah.
champagne. And that's
hopefully, I didn't destroy your original plan by having you
Oh
guys
no,
on
we
the
had
show.
no plans. I forgot
had
it.
plans.
I forgot yesterday. I forgot that it was the 8th. And Sean's like, "Hey, guess what tomorrow is?" And I was like, "Final Fantasy comes out tomorrow." And he's like, "Yes, and."
And
I
I did that.
forgot.
We had that same conversation today, right after I made my Facebook post, and I came and sat on the couch. I like swaggered up to the couch, just sitting playing Animal Crossing, lost in a different world. But and it says it says the date and time really big, unless you're selling two, and then it says some random.
That's true. I forgot. I guess I'm that guy now. I am that guy in the relationship.
Unbelievable. No,
I forgot like 3 times because I just keep. What is time anymore? What are dates now that we're locked inside forever?
Yeah,
you know,
that's I don't actually care.
Burn.
what?
She's
What, 12 years for you guys now?
Mm-hmm.
12 years.
And you guys got
Yay.
married 9 months ago?
9
Yes,
months and
actually,
1 day.
yes.
Yeah. That was
It's-
awesome, by the way. Your wedding.
Yeah. I'm glad
Yeah.
you enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun.
Most expensive thing I've ever done.
Yeah. Don't want to ever spend that much money.
I'm never
again.
I'm never doing that.
That being said, it's crazy now. Like I was thinking about it earlier. Most of the friends that we have that we currently like talk to and engage with, other than like a small handful of your friends that you actually work with, we haven't known since before we started dating. Like most of the friends we talk to in like every day are friends we've made way after we started dating. So they don't know me or you separately. They only know us together. Isn't that
Right.
They don't know us as individuals. They know us as Sean and Tosh. So I always think about that. I'm like, I wonder if they would have even thought I was nice or would have liked me before.
They probably would only talk to one of us.
Maybe.
And
Yeah.
it'd probably be me.
Yeah, probably. He's not wrong. He's not
I'm
wrong.
completely kidding.
He's not wrong.
No, like, I saw the video because like you guys had like a kind of a mini documentary thing of how you guys met.
Yes.
Blizzard did you guys, or who made it? I forgot.
Danny O'Dwyer.
Danny
who's
O'Dwyer
an
from
incredible video game journalist.
GameSpot was the game, the game blog that sent him out to BlizzCon. And Danny O'Dwyer, you should tell this because I'm gonna get it wrong. How did you hook up with him? Like, how did you talk to him about
I
it?
hooked up with him.
The phrasing, I
Okay.
was hook up.
Phrasing was that. I'm sorry. but-
So Danny O'Dwyer, we were introduced to him, our friend Justin G, because he just did really good video game journalism.
Mhm.
And I think it was probably Justin that sent us a tweet from Danny that said, "Hey, we're looking for people whose lives were impacted by World of Warcraft and who are going to be at BlizzCon."
Yeah.
And so I was like, "Oh shit, I'm those things." So I started a Twitter conversation with them, or however it was. It's probably not Twitter because I don't.
It was
really do
Twitter.
that. It was Twitter.
We tweeted at him.
And then so here's the problem. So I sent him my phone number and I fat fingered it. And I gave him the wrong area code. So he was trying to call and text and it didn't work. And then he was responding to me on Twitter, and I don't check Twitter, so I didn't get it. So I like
We almost missed that.
we had so much.
Almost
Nick.
missed that.
We had like so much going for us, and I was like really excited, and then nothing. Like I was like, man, he ghosted us. It's okay. Like he's a big deal, and we suck. And so it was the year that Metallica was the music guest at BlizzCon, and her and I were sitting in the Metallica concert, which was a lot of fun. And then I get a text, and he goes, "Hey, dumbass, you messed up your phone number." And I still don't remember how he got it right.
How did he get it right?
I don't know.
He
where
just try every number until he get it right.
I messed up the area code. I messed up my Northern Virginia area code for Las Vegas, which is 702.3 versus 702. And he figured it out somehow and tracked me down. And so we bailed out of the Metallica concert and went to do this interview at his Airbnb, which was like down the street from our Airbnb. And it was great. It was a lot of fun.
Did we bailed out of it early?
I was like, I showed you, and you were like, go.
Yeah,
we left and we got an Uber. We went there.
We actually went to the concert. We went to most of the concert. Because I remember seeing like a good number of songs, and then you were like, we gotta go, and we were like, all right, pack up and go. Then we get there, and you know they're at a an Airbnb around that BlizzCon area, around that Disney area,
where all the ones we've gotten kicked out of are.
Yeah, and so we go there and we go in. It's they essentially have like tiny little blogging stations set up in the living room of the Airbnb. And we get there and they're like, do you guys like beer? And we're like, yeah, we like beer. And they just give us Tecate. Like,
yeah, that was
we're just slamming Tecates doing this interview.
I thought there was a tequila shot as well.
Was there?
I think so. I can't remember.
I don't think there was. I thought it was just beer, but I could be wrong, honestly.
We looked a little uptight, so they tried to get us.
Yeah, I think they were trying to get us to relax a little because we're just like, what is this? This was before. It wasn't before cosplay, but it was before like I don't know.
I mean, I went that year too.
You know?
The year with Metallica.
Yeah, that was.
I'm sure you did.
That was the year they announced Overwatch.
No, I think it's a year before.
Year before?
I think it's the year before. I think that's right.
Who was the
That might be my first year, I think. I'm not sure.
Maybe.
But yeah. Because I think good question. Well, I don't know. Because I remember instead of listening to Enter Sandman, I was like, let's get in line and play games instead.
Oh, okay.
Overwatch was your first BlizzCon? Jeff, who was the artist? Who was the music?
Who was the music artist that you saw when you went? Thank you.
And how long was it? But that was like, how long have you guys been dating when you guys were doing the interview?
Oh, when we did the interview?
I have to watch the interview again, but I think it was like 6-ish years, 6 or 7.
I think it was like 7.
If you Google 10 years of WoW, number 4 is the couple.
Yeah,
that's us.
That's us.
It's a GameSpot series.
It was the 10th anniversary of World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
It might have been 8 years then, because
I think 7. 7 plus 5-ish is where they are now.
Yeah, you're probably right. Okay.
Usually right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty much always, right?
Either way, it was a Swiss story. It was you guys playing WoW and then just randomly message each other and say, "Hey, let's meet up," and then they meet up.
I mean, there's more to it than that. It is like,
yeah, because we raided like hard.
We raided together for 2 years. We're in a guild together for 2 years. So we kind of got to know each other. And I mean, this was like playing 10 hours a day kind of stuff.
Yeah, this is my college life. I never went to football games. I didn't go to bars. I'd never been to a bar before we met, and I had to fake it really fucking fast. So I looked like I was cool because like I went to a bar. I remember like ordering, and they're like, "Do you want to leave it open or close it?" And I was like, "Well, I want my drinks like open, yeah." And like that, I had no fucking idea. I was so glad she didn't hear me. It was so bad.
I mean, even to this day, I'm still kind of not sure about drinks sometimes. So I feel like an idiot when they ask me certain like lingo that will say about what to do with the drinks or like what kind do you want. So like, I don't know. Yep, sure. The first one sounds great.
There's a stream you could watch, and you'd learn all about that stuff. I forget what it's called.
There's a stream. They drink cocktails sometimes. It happens every Friday.
I don't remember. It's okay.
Anyway.
Well, I'm sure I'll drop by again. But yeah.
Nice plug.
But yeah. But honestly, if you ever go to a bar and you really don't know what you want to drink,
just ask for the house beer.
Do not do that. If you go to a bar, you really don't know what you want to drink. Think about flavors that you typically like, and sort of start the conversation that way. Granted, if the bartender has like if they're slammed or they've just
Mhm.
had about fucking enough that day, they might not really catch on to it. But most bartenders will be like, okay, I'll see what I can do, right? Like you just got to tell them a couple things. That doesn't guarantee that they're going to be a good bartender.
Yeah,
Mhm.
they're probably gonna spit in your drink.
They're not going to spit in your drink, but they might not make the greatest drink, but they're at least going to get it closer to what you would want rather than you telling the bartender, just bring me anything. Because like they might bring you, like for me, for instance, they might bring me like a dirty martini, and that's just not my drink. I don't like
Mhm.
martinis. So like,
Dirty dude, Martin, you should learn to like dirty Martin.
And maybe
You know
I'll
what?
offer it to someone. Hey, girls, you want some dirty martini? And they're like, what? It's like, then you just go drinks. Like, oh, okay.
I figured you were talking about. Never mind.
Anyway,
I was talking to someone last night too. I mean, last night I was talking to my guest, and we were talking about like drinks and stuff. We're talking about beer. Like, I like dark beer, sometimes light, but dark beer too. But you like sour, right?
I do. I'm a big fan. I like a lot of different types of beer.
Uh-huh.
But I tend to gravitate towards wheat beers, lighter beers, and sour beers. Sour beers of all kinds. Sour beers, you can have a dark sour beer, you can have a light sour beer, you can have a wheat sour beer, you can have
But like
sour beers that have been mixed with
cider
ales.
beers, only sour-ish kind of like, okay, all right. Anything else just feel like this is expired.
Do you know how they make? Why don't you tell them how they make sour beers?
Okay. Well, in order to make a sour beer, you literally take regular beer, put it in a barrel with bacteria,
And spoil it.
Like you're not necessarily far off. Granted, like taste.
I mean, that's
is,
kind of how beer was made too.
yeah, taste is
Ish.
subjective in the sense where a beer that is like skunked isn't a sour beer. A beer that has been fermented, that's a sour beer, right? Like it's different. A skunked beer is basically
beer's
like a beer.
fermented the first time it's made.
Right. I meant
Just aged.
and it's aged, but it has another process that goes on after. It's like lacto fermentation.
Yeah, that's probably it.
Yeah,
Sounds
sounds
a big word.
right.
It sounds good.
So sour beer is kind of like toast, where they're like, "Oh, let's cook flour, let's make bread." And once they made bread, it's like, "Let's
Do it
cook it
again."
one more
Yes.
time."
It's
One
a little
more
different.
time.
So you when you're making beer, you make sugar water. You put yeast in it. The yeast turns the sugar mostly into alcohol,
Mhm.
and then you have beer. So to take sour beer, you take that, you put it in usually a giant wooden barrel called a fooder,
Mhm.
and there's live bacteria either you add if it's the first time, or it's already living in the wooden walls of the fooder because you've done this before, and it comes out and it eats. What does it eat? Some of the rest of the sugars and some of the lactic acid, or no, it shits out lactic
It
acid.
shits out lactic acid. It eats residual.
Yeah, I think it eats some of the shit that's left in the beer, so it takes away some of that beer flavor and replaces it with just pucker. And there's different strains of bacteria that will crap out different types of acid that give it different tastes, and then they blend them together. Like sour beer it's an art, and it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But they basically make food. They take regular beer and they spoil it.
The craziest thing is that just because you've had one or two and you don't like them, that probably has very little to do with the other sour beers that are on the market, because like they're so unique in their own flavor. I've never had two that taste exactly the same, and you can like any kind of beer and it can have some sour to it. Not to mention it'll have varying degrees of sourness. Like sometimes they're just slightly tart, like citrus. Like they'll taste like about as tart as like fresh squeezed orange juice, which isn't necessarily tart, but it has like a little bit there.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So
That's a good way to put it.
yeah, so and some sour beers are like mega warhead style, like make your mouth just like
you
"Oh,
feel
God,
it
so
back here,
sour."
like this
Yeah.
part of your cheeks
Like
feel
kinda
like they're gonna walk away.
Yeah, like you just like, oh my gosh, that is like the other end of the spectrum. And I want to say it depends on the strain of bacteria they put in there to get it that way, as well as like there's other factors as well. But overall, the lesson is one: if you've tried one, you have not tried them all. Like it's going to be different every time, and it's worth like kind of seeing it.
I think it's also very depends on like the barrel, or like the bacteria they have inside that really affects how it
Yes.
tastes and stuff like
Actually,
that.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a huge. That's absolutely correct, and
What
it's a huge part of the sour
Kind of like whiskey,
Um,
you know.
the sour brewing mixing experience.
It's more complex than whiskey because you
Yeah.
have all of the variables that come with aging in wood, as well as a live culture that you're introducing.
Mhm.
Once you put whiskey into a barrel, the chemical process of fermentation is done. The distillation process is over with, and it's just mixing. It's inhaling and exhaling the wood flavor. But man, sour beer is just it does that too. But there's also
like
living things
so
that are
much
shitting
more.
and
Yeah,
pissing and
and
Next
yeah,
time,
fucking.
every barrel has a
I guess
different
they don't fuck.
flavor.
They just cut
all
half
that
of it
kind of
and
stuff.
too. But
Anyway, yeah.
next
What are
time
your-
you
I
guys
wanna
are
know what your
here,
favorite beers are.
we need to try. But next time you guys come here, we need to try. At least I want you guys to try because we went with Jeff for his birthday. Of this distillery, I forgot what's it called. If
Lost
Jeff in
Spirits?
chat, Lost Spirits, yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
have a bottle that Mr. Jeff brought
It's
me.
just
and
strange though because like
It
apparently
is.
they do it in 7 days, and like I can tell it's
Oh,
not
yeah.
exactly. It's not exactly like
I already have a ticket for Sean.
made. It's
Couple
not exactly
bucks.
the same taste, the same as out of whiskey. Like
Yeah.
I feel like missing something, but to be done in 7 days, it's still kind of like okay,
Yeah,
not bad.
that's my take on it as well. It's like I know it's not authentic, but
Yeah,
damn,
it's like a clone. with
it's
a little
pretty
bit-
damn
yeah.
close, and it's
Yeah.
tasty, and I'm down with it.
Yeah, exactly. Like
I
if
know
it can
it's
be
not the same, but
if it can be
okay.
done in 7 days in a lab, like yeah,
Yeah.
sure. Like because like those would normally take what? How many years? 5 years.
Oh God,
I think that
And-
one's made to emulate an 18-year-old whiskey.
Yeah, that's just
Pretty
ridiculous.
sure.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I feel like it's missing the richness of it. There's a little bit that's missing. But
so to me, like the way I taste things is a little weird.
It's
I
actually
taste-
really weird.
I taste, I can think of it in colors and intensity. So imagine a chart, right? And you have like color, and you have time, and then like there's kind of a third dimension to it as well, because like how intense the colors are. And it's if you drink it, it's like you just take this pass along the thing, and so you can imagine these different colors as you taste something, right?
okay,
Even if you don't do that, like you could kind of be like, okay, like I can see maybe what Sean's talking about, but when you taste a normal whiskey, that transition between colors is like very, very smooth, right? It's almost indistinguishable. But with this one, it's like you kind of get these blocks. It's just like, oh, I get this. Oh, now I get this. Oh, now I get that. And it's like those 3
Interesting.
blocks are good. Like they're on target, but it's the way that
the transition.
the transition is just like it's like hard edge instead of like a nice curved line.
That's
Oh,
actually a
like-
really nice description.
Yeah, it might be a little autistic, but that's how I taste things. So here we are.
Yeah, I think it's actually like maybe how it hit your tongue, your taste bud. Maybe it's something different.
Right.
Maybe it's more lab-like than like realistic. Like
I think in a blind taste test, and we can do this right now, but I think in a blind taste test, I could easily tell which one that one is because it has those like hard edge transitions. to it.
Okay. I don't want to do that right now.
Don't
No,
worry,
no, we don't need to. We don't need to.
we should do this sometimes together.
Yeah, blind taste test.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of like tests or stuff to do, like drinking station, I fear that we never have done this, but for ColossalCon, I really wish we have done that. Like Olympic
Oh
style,
gosh, yeah.
where we have each
Um,
station with different drinking kind of game, and then we just get points for each part.
That
Oh
would,
god.
that would be fun, and that would also kill us.
Well, yeah, emergency personnel standing by.
Yeah,
Are
I
you
feel like
kidding?
that would,
Do you
that
know
would
our
kill
friends?
us.
Nick Cooper sitting there holding an actual torch,
Yeah.
which he probably made out of something and lit on
If
fire.
you're like pass it on to the next person. Yeah.
Well, he would be the commissioner.
I would also, I'd rather do
I like this idea.
more blind taste tests actually, because that doesn't require you to drink.
I mean,
so
you don't have
much.
to drink excessive amounts. It doesn't have to be like. I mean, each game doesn't. Some of them have to be drinking amounts. Some have to be skills. Some have to be other stuff. Like
Oh,
even
yeah.
beer pong or
Okay.
like or flip cups. Something
Yeah.
at least. So
That reminds me a lot of there's a sport out there called like boxing chess where they have to go in a round of boxing and then they sit down and play chess against each other and then go around like it keeps going. Like
I've seen that.
yeah, it's a real thing.
is it like a
cra-
full game of chess or is it like half round or because it's
I
really been a
don't-
while.
I don't know the terms, but I've seen men doing this.
I don't know enough about chess to be able to describe like what it is that they're doing, but I do know
Wow.
that they're playing against each other. So
Okay.
I
That
like
sounds
the idea.
very
of it, but
difficult.
yeah, that would get real dangerous.
yeah,
real
the
fast.
the
I
like
mean, like picking a
Olympic
speaker, but
drinking
everyone's dead in
games
an
would
hour.
like kill us. Yeah. I would-
Drinking
What,
Olympic.
what are your favorite beers or favorite mixed drinks? What do you gravitate towards? You said dark beers.
I do like dark beer. It's weird because the stronger they are, the less strong they taste for dark beer. I feel like
Huh.
there's
You
like a
get that
scale.
kind of metallic, coppery taste. Is that
Yeah, like okay, so you can. I feel like it's like a bell curve, right? At like 3 to 5%, which not often for dark beer. You don't really taste much of it, of course. But once you hit about 8 to 12%, it's like, oh, this is really strong, but still pretty good. But if you have done 12 to 18%, they're really strong, but you
Yes.
don't really taste it that much, especially the good ones.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah,
Those
I could see that.
multi-beers.
I could see that. Yeah,
I got
they're
really drunk
really-
once.
I bet it is very easy to get very drunk off of those. It's essentially like a bottle of wine. It's because the alcohol content's really high, but it just tastes kind of like malty, a little bit metallic.
Malty is like kind of a sweet bread flavor.
a little bit, yeah, that like sweet wheat sort of bread kind of flavor.
I love it. One of my favorites.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not to mention, their dark beers can be kind of smooth, right?
Mhm.
Especially if you're getting like the nitro stouts and things like that.
Yeah.
Those are extremely smooth. An example of one would be Guinness. Guinness is a nitro stout. They're just yeah, there you go. They're just a very nice sort of smooth flavor because of how small the bubbles are. And
Mhm.
yeah, so it's very easy to drink too much of that.
I like how I have the can one as well too. You know how they have a little ball in there that will like
Oh yeah,
release the
it
CO2.
Nitrogen.
yeah.
Oh, sorry,
Um,
not CO2.
No, go for it.
Nitrogen. Yeah.
Absolutely. I personally don't usually drink as much of the darker beers because they feel heavier, if that makes sense, I guess.
Yeah.
They just feel a little bit
It's like a
heavier, and
meat.
I don't know if that's necessarily true or not, or maybe it's mental. I don't know. But
I think
yeah,
it's,
and they're
it feels
also
like
very-
it's like eating bread or like eating
They,
spaghetti. I feel like there's lots of like
eating spaghetti. Yeah.
rice. It's just like very yeah.
The
I
first
know what you mean.
beer I ever bought for myself, draft beer, was a Guinness in London when I was
Well, that's amazing.
15 or
Really?
so. We were on a
Oh,
school
I guess
trip.
because you could, right? Because the drinking age.
Well,
was-
Yeah.
no, drinking age is still 18, but I'm sure you look tall enough. Then they're like, yeah, whatever.
No one gets
It's
it.
Europe.
He doesn't look.
But yeah, I had
He's
an
big.
actual
He's
Guinness.
tall. He might not look
And-
old, but he's tall enough.
Dude, all the people I was with, they drank at that age, and I didn't. And like, I was struggling to finish that beer. It
Really?
was so hard. Yeah, because I was like, ooh, if that was your first beer,
Mhm.
it tastes like someone
Oh,
blended
yeah.
up a loaf of bread and then put some like brown food coloring and
So-
some sugar in top.
I think I would have done okay because
Tough guy.
no, there's a drink in Colombia my mom used to give us called Malta, and Malta is literally like malt liquid, like fortified malt liquid, and it tastes like bread,
Ew.
and it's dark
Hmm.
brown.
Well, I mean, the malt is what you then ferment when you're making
I
beer.
I
You
know
think
this
they're
is
just-
literally
they're just bottling it?
unfermented. Yeah,
Ooh,
it's called Malta.
Weird. That's so
It is
weird.
so weird, but we drank that when
Malta is an island.
it's
It
also
is.
it's also an island.
I've been there.
And it was so weird. But I remember the flavor, and it like brings me back to like, when I visited my cousins in Colombia and stuff like that. But like, I feel like I would have just been like, oh, this is like Malta, and then gotten way too drunk.
Like I feel like as a kid, like first you'll pretend like, oh, I like alcohol, but then like the first few time you drink alcohol, like this tastes horrible. Why do adults
Yeah.
drink this? Like,
It's like
why?
It's like,
There's
shit.
no like yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Totally.
absolutely.
And then
I
the older you
remember-
get, then you're like, oh, okay, all right, I see, yeah.
Yeah. And then
Then here we are, just drinking all the time.
Yeah.
I've been telling people I've been nonstop buying alcohol because I
Really?
keep trying to go out to buy toilet paper, but every time I go, they don't have toilet paper, so I end up buying alcohol instead. I mean, because
What?
it's just right there.
He poops right into the bottles.
Ew.
It's amazing. And then he just recycle it.
Recycle.
If you thought I was lying, I'm not. This is Malta, right?
Wow.
Malta
Malta
Goya.
Goya. Huh.
Yeah,
So strange.
it's very strange. I would not recommend anyone try it because it's gross.
Oh, Doritos. That'd be so good.
Yeah, no, so I have so much alcohol in my house right now.
Good.
Because keep trying to buy toilet paper.
You know, I found that the number one thing that keeps me from drinking as much is having access to a tremendous amount of alcohol. You see it all the time.
That's true.
It's not
Yeah.
Like, it's not like, ooh, a beer. It's just
Oh,
like
I guess that's
there's the second beer fridge. Like, you know, when there's that much around, it's
Yeah.
just like it's not sexy anymore, right?
Right.
When I go to
Personal-
cons a lot, I don't because like again,
Yeah.
every time I go to conventions, it's just drinking all the time. So when I go
Of
home, it's
course.
like I don't need to drink. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. That's kind of how it is with me. I literally do not drink until my stream on Fridays.
Mm.
I don't drink the rest of the week.
Yeah, she actually does not.
I'm just not a fan of like.
What about smoking?
I don't.
Mm.
I haven't. I can. I guess. It's legal here, right? So I can.
Wait, is anywhere not legal in America yet?
Yeah, there's tons of
There's
places,
tons
dude.
of places where it's still illegal.
Recreation's only
There's
legal in like 10.
only like 10, 12.
Yeah.
I
States.
thought at the federal level it's legal.
In Canada,
no,
it
no.
is.
Yeah, that was Canada.
Canada is nationwide now. In the
Oh.
United States, it's still illegal on a federal level, and the new, like, it really depends who's going to be president next, because some of the candidates want to repeal.
No, actually, at this point, neither of them do.
Okay.
Yeah, the good guy quit. Remember?
No, I know.
Oh,
Yeah,
technically
Biden
it's
Biden
suspended.
thinks weed is a gateway drug.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, they don't want it.
Well, but now neither of the candidates.
Now,
want
neither of the candidates want it.
it. Right, because Orange Cheeto definitely isn't down with it,
Okay,
and Old Crazy Man also doesn't understand.
Exactly.
What it is,
So-
he hates it.
Yeah. Well, technically he's
Soldier man.
suspended his campaign, not
That's true. That is very different.
not drop off completely. So technically you can still vote for him, from my understanding. So
We already
We'll
did.
see
We
how
were
it
on
goes.
Super Tuesday,
We already
Mm.
voted, yeah.
and we voted by mail.
Yeah, we did that
So
mythical
fraudulent.
mail voting thing. Just
I don't know. I feel like they should.
I won't get too political.
America is like really one of the most advanced country in the world. We're still really behind on the whole voting, like
Oh,
the
yeah.
system wise,
Oh,
like how
yeah.
it works wise.
Advanced.
Yeah.
Yeah, advanced.
Yeah,
So
we're-
I don't know. Hopefully it'll get better. But I don't know if they do it electronically. I'm not sure it's gonna be hackable, maybe. But with paper, they have so much mistake too. Like for some
Yeah.
reason, there's always recounting. Like, how? Why? Why is this?
Well, like, so we have when we vote by mail, there's a thing on the top that you tear off that has this huge code on it that you can verify that your vote was counted correctly.
Mm-hmm.
So it's and
Half.
that it was counted at all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. It works. It works very, very well. Like all you don't even need postage. You just drop it in.
Yeah.
You drop it in your mailbox, and then if you're too close to the election, they set up drop boxes at every grocery store, so you can just walk in and throw it in a box. And there are people there monitoring it. It's not like it's not like
Yeah.
some guys can take a whiz in the box. Like it's serious. Police stations, you can drop your ballots there, or of course at like the city hall. But yeah, I don't know. It's silly. It's really not a problem, and we have so many more people voting because of it.
Yeah.
Still not enough young people voting too, but
I don't know.
maybe it will change later.
I hope so.
I don't know, man. I mean, I think my only hope is that we become the old people that always vote. Like our generation will get older.
I've always voted since I was wee babe.
That's.
I feel like it's
that's
either you
great.
do it or you don't,
Yeah.
Yeah.
kind of
I
thing.
don't know.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Oh, that's
It's
how
still-
California works. That's cool. You know what? I was talking to a friend today in Washington. They vote by mail too. All the states that vote by mail are blue.
Yeah, I think that's part of. I don't want to get too political. I think that's,
no. Actually,
I'm not going to go any further. Actually,
you can go read. You can read a tweet from the president that he tweeted today that says, "When more people vote, Republicans lose." He said it in a tweet today. Can't make this shit up.
There's
It's
so
not-
many
and
things that
that's
he's
the
saying
last
now.
we're gonna say of that. And that's the last
Yeah,
we're gonna
it's
say.
not.
of
This
that.
is not an opinion piece anymore. This
No.
is from the
You know,
big
sure.
microphone.
Let's change it up a little bit so it'll be easier for
Yeah.
for us to like not go. I'm gonna. There's so much to say.
Especially once more of this is gone.
Yeah. for-
Yeah,
Let's not go down that rabbit hole.
we didn't even talk about the majority of things that you guys do. There's actually 3 things I want to talk to you guys about.
Sure.
Let's
do it.
Well, maybe
only get
2,
2.
mostly 2. One is the Sean guinea pig thing, and the other one is the
Yes.
3D printing thing.
Okay.
So I remember when I first met you. I think that was like when you just recently talk about the whole guinea pig thing, and I was really confused.
It was relatively recent. I think around when we first met. It was before we did like any cosplay stuff.
Yeah.
And Sean was involved with the guinea pig rescue foundation, and I'm just gonna let him take it from there.
I was wondering
That's a
how
thing.
long.
Guinea pig rescue like
fostering guinea pigs. So the girl I dated before Natasha, I dated for a long time, and she was I think she's still vegan. She cared a lot about animals, and so she was always participating in foster organizations. And she fostered a guinea pig, and I had never interacted with guinea pigs before, but I love this little fucker. His name was Gordon, and he was
very big.
He was fat. Yeah, he's just fat as hell, and like really stupid, but really fun. Like I really enjoyed playing with this guinea pig. And so me and my ex parted ways, and I wanted to foster guinea pigs of my own. And so when you foster guinea pig, the organization I worked with was called the Metropolitan Guinea Pig Rescue, MGPR, and it was a bunch of old ladies, not all old, but some old ladies, but it was all ladies, and me, which is a little weird. And you would sign up to foster, and they were like pretty strict about like the kind of cage you had to have, and like I bought my supplies through them at wholesale price, and so I would show up to a meet and take home whichever guinea pigs didn't get adopted. I took home the rejects. And I would take care of them for like a month or whatever, and then I would drop them at the next meet. And I usually didn't stick around for the meets. No offense, it was just like it was like an entire day, and it was really weird. And so I would show back up.
You were like the only young guy.
Yeah. And so I would take the rejects again. And so the rejects were usually they always insisted that like the guinea pigs are adopted in pairs. There's some countries that like don't even let you have a single guinea pig.
It's true.
But every now and then
sociable, huh?
They're very social.
They live in like colonies.
Yeah. So I would usually end up with males who were too aggressive. And so several times in my probably like 5 years that I worked with these ladies, I would get a guinea pig that they would eventually just be like, do you want to keep that one? Because it sucks and we can't adopt it.
Can't get rid of it.
They can't pair it. Yeah.
We can't pair it up. So I would end up with these, like to me, they were just really sweet. They didn't, guinea pigs don't really bite. They're super docile and sweet. And so I would have these guinea pigs that I loved to death. And then the guinea pigs don't live very long. Interesting word choice I use there. And so they would pass, and I'd be like, okay, I'm back on the market, and I'd end up with another. A few months go by, and I end up with another like single male guinea pig that they couldn't adopt out. So we had Lucky was his name. I didn't name them, like they always came with names. And Lucky was dope. He was cool as hell. And I decided one day I wanted to make armor for Lucky. And
because of that song.
No, the song came later. The song came like a week before he died.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, don't worry. I'll get to the song. So I made armor for him, and I made it out of scale mail because like chainmail you can actually make with a machine. And now you can 3D print scale mail, which is a great transition. And but I wanted to do it out of scale mail, which is like there's rings that hold together like chainmail, but the armor are these tiny little plates like fish scales. Because you can't do that with machines because it's too hard. So I learned how to do it. I bought my shit from like Canada, and we watched Full Metal Brotherhood. And I sat there, for like the 80 or 90 episodes or whatever it is, and I made this scale mail for him.
It takes forever.
It takes a long time, and it hurts your hands like crazy.
Yeah.
So I made it for him, and I put it on him, and we like took some pictures, and then we went to a Renaissance fair, and they had these like little helmets, which I don't understand why they have little helmets. Like
in the first place.
Like little helmets like this. And I was like, well, fuck, I'm buying that for him because it matches his armor that I made him.
Right.
So
and you're like, this I think this would fit him.
Yeah. And I was like, I told the shop, I'm like, I'm buying this for my guinea pig. And when the people at the Ren Fair look at you like you're weird, you've done something strange. So then one night, that was when the Daft Punk song Get Lucky came out.
Sorry.
And so we were playing, I love that song, I still do. And I was playing it in the house, and I was like, alcohol might have been involved. And I was like, Tosh, they're out to get lucky. So we need to put the armor on him and take pictures. So we put the armor on him, we put the helmet on him. We had this little photo box, and we put him in the box, and we took these photos. And it could not have been a week later. He just passed away in his sleep.
Yeah.
Because guinea pigs are like flimsy little creatures.
They're
He
very
was
fragile.
completely healthy and then just like dead. So I was bummed.
They go through, I think the specific thing was like a stasis, gastrointestinal stasis.
Oh, we didn't have an autopsy performed. We don't know what happened.
Oh, that was their guess.
That was their guess?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay.
That like he won't eat anymore and he won't poop anymore, and they just kind of like freeze up.
What is the lifespan of a guinea pig? usually?
Like
Everyone always says 6 or 7 years. I never had one last past 3.5 or 4.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I want to say I've heard 5 years about.
Mm.
A hamster, like the longest a hamster ever lives is like 30 years. So a guinea pig is just a larger,
Yeah.
larger one.
Like they get cancer like crazy.
Yeah, they get tumors.
Constantly having
things
surgery
like
for
that.
tumors, and then anyway. So I decided I wanted to do a charity auction. Yeah, poor hamsters, man. They get it rough. I decided I wanted to do a charity auction with the armor, and so I wrote this kind of tongue-in-cheek, cutesy eBay
It was very cute.
thing, like, is your hamster getting attacked by the cat or something like that, and like, you need this, this is the armor for you. You need to buy this for your guinea pig. And I just threw it up on eBay for like $20. And eBay lets you do like this auction is for charity, which means like I don't touch it, I don't get any of the money. eBay waives the fees, and the money, like the charity's registered with eBay and just flows right through to them. So I put it up on eBay. I didn't really tell anybody about it. I just, because you don't tell your friends like, hey, I made armor for the guinea pig. Put it up on eBay for charity. Like that's not a that doesn't make it into the Tinder profile.
No.
So it blew up. It just blew up, and I started getting phone calls and emails.
It was within like
a couple days.
That it was on like blogs. It was on TV shows. David Letterman.
IO9 picked it up.
IO9 picked it up. It was
IO9 published something on it, and then it just shit hit the fucking fan.
Went crazy, and it was on David Letterman's like.
Solder, that was much later because that was Solder didn't sell. So it was.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I did interviews for The Sun. I did interviews for German newspapers. I was on CNN.
It was on CNN.
Jeannie Moves, who does like the dumb shit.
It's like the filler cute.
Yeah, the dumb fucking stories. I was a dumb fucking story on CNN.
Yeah.
Jeannie Moves, if you're still alive and or watching, like, it's good working with you. But yeah, so it blew up like crazy, and it ended up selling for like $22,400 to someone.
Jesus Christ!
Well, it gets a little depressing after this. So it sold to someone in France, and when it came time to pay the bill, he wouldn't do it. And I said, "Why? Like, what's wrong?" And his translated reply was, "My PayPal doesn't go that high." And so I went to eBay and I was like, "Yo, like, take his fucking money."
Yeah.
He linked his PayPal. You have to link your PayPal account. Like, he won. Take his money and give it to these old ladies. And they're like, we can't do that, but you can ask the second place bid and the third place bid. So I went down all 10, the top 10, and everyone said, "No, I'm not interested anymore." Because it was like a viral thing, and then once it came time to pony up, no one was willing to do it. So I had to relist it, and it actually sold for $2,000.
Which was still
that's a decent
good
amount.
amount of money.
Yeah. It was good. No press the second time around, obviously, because that ship had sailed.
Which was the saddest, the most heartbreaking thing was that the guinea pig ladies, the ladies at the foster, at the rescue, when they saw how much it had been going for, like when it was like the $20,000 and whatnot, they were crying.
Yeah.
Because all of that goes back to, their foundation so that they can help rescue guinea pigs. They were just so happy.
Yeah.
So when we had to like break the news, they were just like heartbroken. But they understood, obviously there's nothing we could do about it. But yeah, it was hard to like deliver that news. They're still very, very, very happy to get what they did. Because that still helps a crap load.
Of course.
But yeah.
And I think it was the first time a charity auction on eBay went viral.
Yes.
Because there were a lot of problems.
Yes.
Like, this ended up fucking me.
Yes.
Financially, it was a big problem. So they, when you sell something on eBay typically takes about 10%.
Correct.
They shouldn't do that with a charity auction, but they did.
Oh.
So when Senor French didn't pay me the $22,000, even though they knew he didn't pay. They took out of my bank account that was linked like $2,200.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and I was like, hold on. No, like, one, it didn't sell. Two, this is for charity, and like you don't charge fees. And if you pick up the phone and call 1-800-eBay, like they don't give a fuck. They don't care.
Like even if it didn't sell, not for charity, they don't take money from you because the transaction did not happen.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So then they because I didn't let's see, like they're like, you have to pay us, and I didn't pay them, and I tried unlinking my bank account and unlinking PayPal, but they still took the money. But then because I had unlinked everything, they put my account as delinquent and closed it. And I was like, what the fuck is going? Like, gee, you guys took $2,200 from me for
that's
charity
like stealing.
Yeah, I was so pissed off. And then you can't get anyone on the phone.
Basically, eBay has a lot of protections in place for the buyer, but not very many for the seller, if any.
Zero protections. If you're a seller on eBay, you're hanging your ass out the window. There's no protection for you whatsoever.
And I think PayPal is like that too, because I know a lot of our friends get screwed over.
Yeah. It was rough. All in all, in the end, it does have a happy ending, just not as happy as it could have been.
Well, they finally fixed everything, because I finally got someone who was above like the entry level support, and I said, I have an interview with this newspaper tomorrow and this newspaper tomorrow and CNN. Do you want me to tell them about all this horrible shit that's going on, or do you want to fix it like right the fuck now?
Classic
and it got me fixed really fast.
Classic
really fast.
That's usually how it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
When
if
someone know about this.
All the interviews, I never badmouth them because they did clean up, and they sent me a big gift card to use on eBay. I was like, keep it. I'm done with this platform, and I have avoided it ever since. It's anyway, sorry. That's
I think a lot of companies are now getting better at making sure people are happy when it comes, especially if they know you have a social media following or a platform or something like that. Then they're more like, yeah, okay, let's making sure they don't get upset, because if they get upset, it's gonna be really bad news for them.
I think what actually got me escalated was I was talking to some lady, and it was certainly an overseas support, and I was like, do you see how many views there are on this auction? She's like, wow, that's a lot. And I was like, yes, I'm going to say bad things there unless you fix this. And that's what actually finally broke me out of the tier 1 support hell.
McDonald's actually has been very nice to me. Our randomness, like, because
he means McDonald's. I thought you said Madonna.
No.
I thought you meant like a singer. I'm like, when you
no. Because like I posted something on the internet, that's why I was saying, like, because like I got one time I was like really drunk, and then I went to order fries, trying to see, making sure like I was allegedly really drunk. So I went to go get fries, and then it was drive-through, right? So I got the fries, and I got home. I didn't check it because I just want to get the fuck home, and just eat my fries. But when I opened the bag, I ordered a large fries, and it was like less than a medium size or small size. Like the box is there.
God,
it's
humanity.
Just, oh no. So I'm just like, of course, and being drunk, allegedly. So I post about it, and WTF, what happened to my fries? Then they actually reach out to me. They send me a DM or like reply, and then I send them DM, and they like asked me for my address, and then they actually did a handwritten letter.
Did they mail you fries?
No fries.
Here's the rest of the fries.
So they actually gave me a letter with the wax seal with McDonald's.
Wow.
It's like cool. It's a handwritten letters that say
it's delivered by an owl.
Yeah, was it written by the Ronald McDonald?
The Ronald McDonald.
Ronald McDonald. Yeah.
But it's a handwritten letter that's like a personalized letter to just like I think I have it like right over there. About how thank you, that's a picture mean 1,000 words, especially for a photographer like you. Something like that. And then like and something about like, oh, we know how much it means to you, and so we're sorry. So and then they gave me gift cards with that too. So I finally used it like 2 days ago. I think it's actually like still in my pocket. Yeah, here you go.
What the fuck?
Because I
That's
just
like the weirdest
ate it
magic trick I've ever seen. There's no way you were packing a McDonald's gift card in your pocket
this whole time, just preparing for this line. No, I had it just here because I just ate it like 2 days ago. But then so here's the thing.
I'm a little weirded out by this.
I'm a little weirded out by this.
So I got a
Oh,
McDonald's
and by the way, the guinea pig's in my pants.
this whole time. Look, he's alive still.
No.
No, but like, yeah,
that's
no.
really funny.
But I got my
Of course.
burgers the other day. I asked for no pickle. First because I don't like pickle. Second of all,
Right.
is also it's more fresh that way. I feel like because they have to
With
make it
what?
fresh. Like when you ask for special
They can't
requirements,
take one off the shelf because
Yeah.
customized it.
Oh,
Exactly.
gotcha, okay.
but mine still come with pickles. I almost want to be like, guys,
Bitch.
I thought we fixed this. I thought we had a talk. I feel like one of those dads who like sit down like couch down with the son. It's like, son, I thought we talk about this. Like
No
talk about no pickles.
pickles.
Why
Hold
are
the
we doing
pickles,
this?
hold the lettuce, special.
Can you
orders,
imagine-
go to
can you imagine
lettuce,
you work-
da, da, da,
You're
da.
going
Have it
to.
your way. Have it your way. Go Burger King.
I think he's talking about
It's a
McDonald's.
different restaurant.
That's where I guess you
The-
get no pickles.
Can you imagine you're working as a community manager for McDonald's, and you're working from home during a pandemic where
Oh my god.
people are fucking dying, and you get a ticket that's generated because someone with a clout score above X bitched about McDonald's, and you're like, "Ugh, all right, well,
Yeah.
go see what I can do.
Yeah.
And here it is,
You got a
Martin
hand
Wong.
to write
No
a
pickle.
letter.
fucking pickles.
No pickle. How dare you? But
I'm
apparently,
sure that is not the worst or
Oh,
most
I know,
menial
I know,
thing
I'm
they have to
completely
deal
kidding.
with. Yeah.
that's why I let them go. But like,
This
mercy.
time,
No, but like, apparently I was talking to Roger on Tuesday on the show, and Roger actually said that their PR company is the same as Nintendo PR company. So
Huh.
actually, they're doing a pretty good job on it. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
But
Nintendo's very
speaking
good.
of like cloud score or whatever,
Right.
my friend also used to do community management stuff like that.
Yeah.
So they actually do have something like that.
Oh, I'm
it-
sure.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
anytime they have reply or message or tag them anything, if it hit a certain mark, they will actually have a separate category on their tool that they use and say,
Yep.
oh, we should look into this. So
Yeah, that
in
makes
Las
perfect sense.
Vegas, at most casinos, if you have a certain clout score and you tag, or basically if any one of your social media posts has their location
Mm.
around it, or that they know that you're there, they reach out to you to provide you more shit. That doesn't happen to me. I'm not nearly as cool, but like celebrities and stuff like that. If they're in Las Vegas, like it's instant. Like they get the
That's
social
crazy.
media managers, community managers have alerts that run so that they can go like immediately like be the first person to tell them like we're going to give you this. Because like imagine a celebrity posts a picture of that casino, right, or that resort. That's like crazy for them. But yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're getting the choppy too. In fact, ours is just hanging.
I wonder
I'm
if
watching
it's
it over here.
your internet, my internet, or just I feel like everyone's internet is
know.
getting a little bit crazy.
We're
It does- in
Um,
LA especially.
Twitch is
Oh, yeah.
also getting like crazy traffic,
Oh yeah.
which doesn't necessarily help. So
At the MGM party in February, there
Mhm.
was one of the Desperate Housewives.
Oh,
Did you
yeah.
meet her, Martin?
No.
I forget her name.
she was next to our table. She was a very pretty lady.
Yeah.
But I don't remember her name either, and I don't remember which Housewives
better now. Oops, never mind,
season
further.
or
Yeah, I
whatever.
don't know what I can do about the bitrate while streaming. It has to be something that's set before.
Before,
Set
yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
It's okay. This is recorded, so I'm sure it will sound great in the recording one.
And the
Yeah,
audio,
it's
if you can hear me but not see me, you're better off, honestly.
Anyway, so this lady at MGM, the housewives, she's very nice, and we talked to her and found out that she had been a therapist before she was on the show and all this kind of stuff.
Mhm.
But it was wild. She was like, "Are you guys paying? How much are they paying you? Or are they paying you for this party?" And we're like, "They're not paying us. Like we're
Actually,
We're
quite the
paying
opposite.
And she's like, "You're kidding me?
Sorry.
That's absurd." And then she had this giant ring
The
that
wedding ring.
she had a giant wedding ring. She's like, "Look at this." And she was, I think, she's feeling the juice. And at that point in the night, so are we. I think it was like almost 2 a.m. at this point. And she like takes off her wedding ring and puts it on my finger, and it was the biggest piece of jewelry I've ever
Heavy,
owned.
huh?
It was very
Oh, so you
heavy.
did not own
It like covered most of my hand, right? I don't have big fingers, but it covered like it was like you couldn't
some
see my
richer
finger
shit.
anymore. Yeah, it was like a like a legendary World of Warcraft item or something.
Level
and
15.
Seriously, I was like, I am not high enough level to wear this. But so I'm wearing it, and she's like, oh yeah, that cost $30 million. And I was like, what?
Yeah,
Take it.
Actually, yeah. Tasha's like,
my
get off,
God.
get off.
I was
get
like,
off. I don't
take
want
this off of my hand. I
It's
do
just
not
so
want this on
dangerous.
my
Yeah,
hand
so I
anymore.
don't want anything happening
Like,
to me.
This is worth far more than I am. Please take this away.
Lifetimes, please.
Yeah.
I don't want this liability.
Like, I don't
So,
want the liability.
What does she do though?
She's famous.
She's fucking
Duh.
famous. Not to mention, like, if you're on those shows, you
Mhm.
have to be on that show initially because you're rich.
Mhm.
You're a housewife
really?
to like a very rich.
Oh, right,
person.
right. Yeah.
I think she was a therapist. She also said her husband was just like dummy rich.
Yeah.
She didn't.
That's part of
he
the
was out
house.
playing poker.
That's part of the Real Housewives thing.
Mhm.
Is that
Oh, your
they're the
husband-
wives
you're a
of
housewife,
these dummy
right.
rich people.
Mm.
A lot of the
Dang.
wives though do have things that they do, but they can stay home,
Housewife.
so they are the
Mhm.
housewife of
Yeah,
the
yeah.
people are.
Yeah.
Most of them
That's
are
my dream job.
entrepreneurs in some way. Yeah,
I
right.
want to be a fucking housewife.
It's like
So,
I'm not sure I've done it in high school. Like I had to do a research on like an occupation and actually talk to someone and then ask to interview them and then do it's called eye search because I don't know they were really like anyway it's an interview research kind of thing. So of course you can ask different job. Me asked my father because he's a graphic designer and it's easy access.
That's
I
pretty
should
cool.
have just asked for funner stuff like I want to be a desperate housewife.
Well, did we just get a tiny drip out of the faucet that seems to be dry of personal details about Martin Wong?
Ooh.
Did you hear what he just said? My
Yes,
father's
my father's a
graphic
graphic
designer.
designer.
I never knew that.
Martin's a very mysterious
Dude, he's
guy.
super mysterious.
Doesn't like
super
to
mysterious.
give
One
out
time,
the details.
and I won't say anything, Martin. Don't worry, your secrets are safe with us. But one time, I got to see Martin's car. He has a
Oh,
car,
yeah,
which
he
I guess
has- he
is
drives.
a little bit of a reveal. I
Drives.
apologize,
Yeah.
but I got to see what kind of car.
Mm-hmm.
We know
just
where he
do
used
things.
to work. His age,
Oh yeah.
yeah, his age is a
Hmm.
secret.
Yeah.
You've met-
Yeah.
Jeff's met both your
Jeff's
parents.
met his parents. Wow. So he
Holy
isn't like this like
shit.
Have
cyborg
you met my
or
parents?
something.
Or were those hired actors? But no, did he actually meet my parents? Let me think.
Hired
Why-
actors.
Why? Maybe he did, but I don't know. Good question. Yeah. No. Maybe.
Little
I
did
don't
you
know.
all know,
Mattress?
Martin's Wong.
Ah, yes.
Martin's Wong.
Martin
Martin
Swan.
Swan.
That's a different kind of stream.
Martin Wong's is a
It's
sleeper
different kind
agent.
of. It's different channel. It's Chatterbait, not Twitch. No.
They came to pick up the mattress. Ah.
They came to pick up the mattress.
They could be just hired actors that I hired.
Wait, do you sleep on Stella's old?
Oh no.
mattress?
They're just for shooting.
Oh.
Photo shoot. Taking pictures.
It's
Matches.
like, come to think of it, if gamer girls can sell their bathwater, imagine
They
what their
definitely could
mattresses
sell their
would be worth.
mattress.
that could be a
Mattresses
very.
have like skin particles,
Oh yeah,
smell like house smells, things
probably
like
some
that.
liquids.
That's so disgusting.
Oh,
Let's
I'm
be
sure
honest.
both
That is-
Jeff and
It's
Stella
actually
have used that.
illegal to resell
Well,
a
I fucked
used
up. Yep.
mattress.
What?
It is it's illegal to resell a used mattress.
Really?
I'm not kidding.
We have one up
It's
there,
it says it in the thing on the tag.
but everyone takes those tags off.
No, I know, but it says like it's against.
Oh wait,
the
I
law.
think it's
That
not
can't be true.
enforceable though.
That can't be true. That can't be true.
I'm gonna look this up.
Yeah, you better look this
I'm
up.
gonna look this up. I swear it is.
It's
Can you-
weird. It's not. It's. I don't think it's illegal, but it's definitely.
I mean, there's weird.
Not
There's,
advisable.
there's more weird things that you can resell. I don't see mattress is the biggest one.
It is not illegal to sell used mattresses.
However, most states have restrictions on what you can and can't do when selling used mattresses, primarily for health concerns.
for involving fraud or health concerns. Yeah, but
I
I mean,
remember
if someone's
reading-
dumb enough to buy a used mattress because it was a gamer girl's mattress,
Yeah,
like just
yeah.
stay out of it.
Oh,
But
but
I
you know how hard
remember-
to ship
I
that?
think it might be in Florida where it's like it's illegal to
If you
resell this.
return a mattress to a store, they can't resell it. That makes perfect sense.
Oh, of course.
Oh, gotcha.
That'd be
Yeah,
kind of like
that
food,
shit's
you know?
gross.
Huh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you want to make sure that
Yeah.
your ass is the first one on that.
I
mattress.
remember like reading that and being like, "Oh my god, what do they do with old mattresses?"
Hey, Chris.
Anyway.
Take out the spring.
Yeah,
and spring it.
we should. I think that should be something that happens. Imagine it's like. Well, never mind. I don't want to go there. Do you guys get like mattress toppers if you want to be more efficient about it? Easier to ship, pack it
Why
up.
don't you just mail the sheets?
What about sleeping bag?
Yeah.
Thank
It
you.
contains the
Yep,
smell
sleeping
better
bag.
and everything too. Maybe
I
that's
feel
yeah.
like I actually think like a pillow, like a cute waifu pillow that was actually
Oh, like
slept
a
with
body
by
pillow?
your waifu.
Yeah, that's super premium.
Like that
really
would be super premium. Like you hug a body pillow and it is probably
Is that
smells
if
like you.
maybe
And
they're
it's
the drawing
it's
of them on
you.
it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a drawing of you.
So
I
kind of
hope
their
that's
smell.
how. Well, so we bought the Doc body pillow. I'm assuming that it'll be used by the time it comes to me. If
I'm
not,
pretty
I'm
sure.
gonna ask for at least a partial.
I'm pretty sure Doc's gonna put all of them in a pile
Uh-huh.
and then just like roll around in it over and over again.
Yeah.
And then Leia's gonna roll around in it over and over again, you know. And then he's gonna like groom his mustache over it.
Yes,
Yeah.
there should definitely be beard hairs on it.
Some little bit of mustache wax is like rubbed down the corner. Yeah.
We
That
bought our
would work.
mattress. Sorry, I know this is weird. We bought our
No,
mattress
go ahead.
from in one of our guest rooms.
We're supposed to talk about 3D printing at some point.
Yeah.
No,
there's
no,
so
we're-
much
there-
time, there's so much
If you guys,
time.
no, I have
For
no
activities.
rush. If you guys have time, I can do this as long as you guys want. I don't want to
Yeah,
keep you
for sure.
guys because but we're
Final
celebrating
Fantasy
anyway.
Launches in 30 minutes, but I'm
Mhm.
like convinced that something's gonna go wrong and it's gonna need a huge download.
Oh yeah.
So if
maybe.
we're still going in 30 minutes, I'll just go make sure it's downloaded.
True,
We're good.
we can do
Don't
that.
worry, Mark.
Yeah,
No
if it
worries.
is working, just say, all right, good for today. We'll go for it later
No,
again.
No, we're
But
good. We
yeah,
got this whole bottle of champagne. Celebrate.
wait, before I forget, we were talking about reality TV. Wouldn't now be the best time to do like
a
Big
reality
Brothers,
series.
like those kind of show where you're like stuck in the house?
Oh my god.
Oh, the
There-
Germany one?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
there is a Big Brother series going on right now, and they've been stuck in the house, and no one's allowed to tell them what's happening. And it's been before the
time.
coronavirus
Right,
outbreak,
right.
so they have no idea.
Good for them. They're doing it right.
I mean,
They're
they're
isolated.
following the fucking rules, right?
That's
and they're
awesome.
isolated. But
Imagine how
holy-
confused once like Jared Leto, the actor.
Mhm.
He
Oh,
went to
yes,
do like
Jared
a
Leto.
meditation kind of thing where he went off the wild or something. No
Yeah,
phone,
it's
no
called.
no internet, and then it was like what for a week or two or something. And then he came. It was right when before they announced it. That's when he went. And once he came back, it's like, what the heck happened? Like he just
Yeah, it's like
So my proposal is that once the peaks all pass, the first peak, which is I think in most states happening at some point this month, we
okay.
get
Yeah.
tested. and
Let me
we
check
can
yours.
solve it. Ours was the
supposedly
fourth.
was
I
the
believe.
fourth. Our peak.
Colorado did
infection
really
rate.
well. Our governor is a badass.
Our governor is
Close.
amazing.
you guys
I-
do a good job. Yeah,
Big
usually.
fan. Yeah.
First openly. California did a good job too. You guys have so many more people than us. Different
But we
times.
also talk about it might be a herd immunity thing.
I
Weirdly
heard
enough.
about
I saw that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
saw that. That's really interesting.
So I mean, they also moved the date. Like it should be
Yeah,
we're supposed
it's
to hitting
like-
peak in April 20th something, but now it's like in a
Really?
week.
420.
So
Yeah. Oh, good. Good. So it's better
Yeah.
than expected.
So,
That's really
yeah.
good. But here's my proposal because
Yes.
there's gonna be a second outbreak.
wait, what
from
day's today?
all of
The
winter,
9th? Oh, it's actually
9th.
peak yesterday. And your
Yeah.
I mean that's the resources for you guys, Colorado. For death peak is in 2 days.
Oh,
so-
the peak of deaths is in 2
For
days.
tomorrow. For Colorado is in 2 days. Yeah.
Good.
Oh.
Good.
Wow.
Good.
Oh actually no, sorry. It's 2 days since projected. So you guys already passed it.
Yeah.
You guys are good.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
what
The
I thought.
6th was supposedly our or the 4th was our peak infection rate.
Yeah, they moved it to 7, but it's already passed. It's the 9th today.
Good.
So you guys are good.
Yay!
Yeah, I guess
Yay,
if
Colorado.
you could look back on it, that's really good.
Yes.
You've been off. Yeah, Pars is on his 9-day vacation. But here's my proposal because we know it's gonna happen. It's probably gonna happen again come fall, right?
There's gonna be a second wave. Yeah,
Hmm.
I feel like.
So we just need to consolidate and make gaming houses a thing. It fits.
Mm.
It fits across the
What
board.
do you mean?
It fits because millennials are all broke, right?
Yes.
We have no fucking money, and like so many of us are work from home anyway now, and like all we want to do is play video games and stream.
Yeah.
So then let's all just move into big houses. Just buy big houses and move in together. Make sure everyone's safe, and then we get and they're like, oh, lockdown. We're like, fuck you, bitch. This is like our little gaming compound.
I'm not
We
sure
got
how this
deliveries.
helps anyone other than us.
Well, that's kind of the point. Like,
That's fine.
yeah, that's fine.
It's just us.
Yeah. Yeah, see, Jeff, can we go to Colorado? That's the thing. Imagine if, remember, Steph stayed with us for months.
She did.
If that had been
During.
different months, she'd still be here.
I know. I thought about that.
Yeah, so
She-
let's just plan around that. Let's just make that a way of life.
Okay.
Let's just do it.
we
I
can.
thought about cosplay village.
I thought about
Yeah.
that.
Or
so many
gamer
times,
village.
Yeah. It would be
Yeah.
We don't
I
have to all live in
created
the same
one,
house, but at least
essentially.
like we're all in the same block, you know.
Yeah.
So
And we can
we all
have sheep, and then we can make wool from the sheep, and then you guys can make all wool costumes.
No, absolutely not.
It You draw the
That's a lot of work.
You draw the line of sheep.
I am not wearing wool for all of my costumes. I would
Just saying,
sweat
just
to
saying.
death.
All right, that's fine.
But I feel
No,
like
but-
if we have a village, it'd be
I get it,
amazing too.
yeah.
You know, we can have like a gift shop at the front of the street.
And then we make it all a business, so we get write-offs
Mhm.
like crazy.
Right.
It's not my food. I'm buying food.
This is like
for the collective.
This is a weird cult.
Yeah, I'm basically Jared Leto right now. I'll start growing my hair out.
We all
Actually,
live in the same.
Tosh gave
cult.
me a haircut.
I did. I cut Sean's
Oh.
hair. Just this part. Just the
Just the short part.
just with like clippers.
See, but that's the thing. On your commune, you need someone who's good at each of these things. So like we could be like, yeah, we're looking for cosplayers that are barbers, or like, we should get
No,
someone that's a nurse.
We should be allowed to not have to only stay in the commune for these things. Like, we should be allowed to go get your hair.
Co-op cosplay village.
No. If we all die, if it's quarantine again, if we get locked down, we need to get locked down with a bigger, like better group of people and form these little microcosms everywhere.
I don't trust everyone else to like not be.
Well, if they leave, we just kick them out, right? Because the door would probably be like some app that we use, and so we'd be like, "Oh, someone left to go get boba tea." Delete. Take that shit out.
She'd come back, try
shit
to unlock
right
the
off.
door with her fingerprints or passwords. Like,
Yep.
sorry, X69.
Yeah,
When I get in,
she's
it's
like
gonna be
she's
empty.
like
Of
sipping
course.
she's like
Of
sipping
course
on the
not.
boba tea like and she's like trying to get in. She's like, Jeff, honey, honey,
The door's
dude."
broken. Jeff's sitting there. He's like, "Nah, bitch."
And Jeff is like, you broke the rules.
You know how this.
I'm staying in.
The rest of us are sitting in the back with like torches. We've painted ourselves with blood for like an excommunication ceremony. It's basically like Survivor, except when you fuck up and you break quarantine rules, you get kicked out of the house.
But then Stella would have her own episode where she breaks back in. And she
And-
just shows up the next day and she's like, hi guys. And we're just like, we're infected.
No, I don't like.
We
that.
need those like sci-fi
Ewok.
two-door system. You know, they walk in through
The
the first
airlock.
door,
An airlock.
the airlock,
Yeah.
and go, shh, you know.
It
Mhm.
sprays you down with disinfectants. Yeah.
To be honest, that actually is pretty cool.
Sorry, Jeff. I'm only halfway kidding about that, by the way.
I would love like a community where we live closer together, not necessarily that we can't leave to get our haircut.
We already can't leave to get our haircut. That's a rule today, right now. That is reality.
What would be each person like? Like, do we have to have one of each thing, or like how do they apply? Like, what's the skill
Everyone
set?
has a specialty. Yeah, I don't know. I think we've got.
We need at least a
kind of-
doctor. We need a healer.
Yeah, that's true. We need
Healer.
someone to play support.
Yeah.
We can't have all these. What are cosplayers in the D&D archetypes? Like, what is a cosplayer? What is a Stella or a
Probably
Tosh?
like a bard.
A bard? That's what I was gonna
I
say.
would say. Yeah, I
Would
don't
it be
know
a bard?
D&D that well, but I think
Would it be? I don't know. And how would a photographer fit into that? Bard? She says bard. What are photographers? Because
Archer?
photographers are different. Archer? Because they do shoot. Okay.
Oh.
I get it. Shoot.
More
Oh,
like wizard.
I'll
I don't know what a
take this.
cosplayers.
No, I think cosplayers are bards. Because like
Okay.
they don't really do anything, but they make everyone feel better.
That's so mean. We're literally doing things right now to try to help the situation. We were when our printers weren't busted, but yeah.
But that wasn't cosplay. Stella agreed.
But I learned all of it through cosplay.
Mhm.
I mean, I guess Bart can
So-
learn how to play a not a guitar, but like a little
A lute.
banjo. But doesn't mean that's what they're known for or
Yeah.
good for.
No,
I
that
don't
is what they're known for. That's what bards do. That's,
I guess.
love to party, right?
that's how the bard do.
That is how the bard do.
So what would a photographer then be? Jeff and Martin.
Jeff and Martin.
What is the?
So what are our options? First of all, we're not that familiar with D&D.
Oh, I
I'm a
don't
thick
know.
nerd.
I'm
I'm
not as familiar as like say
Pars is a D&D.
Pars or Styles or if
We
Frank
got
says
wizard. We
cosplayers
got
would be a druid.
Jeff, you're not a
because they
photographer?
shapeshift.
yeah. What a druid actually? They're more like a half tree people.
A druid typically
Joe would be like Danger, who is a cosplayer and a photographer.
no. I was
Those
gonna
would be
say
halflings.
Druids to me are like farmers or something because they can talk to nature. They like control nature, right? They're like
They're hippies. Yeah.
they're hippies. Well, I don't know any hippies that can actually talk to animals, so there's that. But like a veterinarian or like I don't know, someone who works closely with animals would be a druid.
We should start
Yeah.
forming teams. Just D&D teams.
Oh, you want to make this competitive?
Well, it's a bit competitive. Jeez, it's not always PvP, man.
But what if it was?
No, maybe it should never be.
What if there were 2 houses?
Dustin would be and he also loves plants.
Oh, Dustin is definitely Druid.
That's so adorable. Can you
wait.
make him a Druid costume style? That'd be so adorable.
Dude, you know what would be really fascinating? Would be if you did this and you had multiple houses who couldn't interact with each other. Then you just saw which one failed first.
Are they giving a budget every month?
So Sean is what I like to call a social vampire because he likes to watch people fail and things. He feeds off of like these awkward situations where like weird.
Have you seen that one picture? It's a senior quote by this Asian guy, and his quote is, "Not only I have to succeed, everyone else have to fail."
Yeah, yeah.
That's kind of how it's like.
I win when other people fail.
Sean wins when his enemies fail, right? Like that's. I feel like maybe he's been playing PvP for too long.
Well, he pick on fight, or not he pick on like, but kids pick on fights with him.
Right.
Like what?
So he's just minding his own business.
Or those high school kids?
Oh, the phone number thing.
Yeah, phone number. How old are those kids?
Those are like middle schoolers.
Middle schoolers.
Little fuckers had no idea. You wandered into the wrong cave, you little bitches.
Yeah. Oh, you have time. So that's always dangerous when you work with people who work from home.
Yeah.
Because I could wait on this call forever.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Little bastard.
I have to wait on the phone with Spectrum for like an hour and a half. I didn't realize it was an hour and a half because I was just doing my own thing until someone said, "Hello." All right.
Hello.
Oh, that's my computer.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
Phone on the wireless charger.
Yeah.
These are the best, by the way. If I can plug a product that I don't even know who makes these, but I bought a bunch of these things. It's a wireless charger with a little stand, and like you can get these from like any manufacturer. Yeah, that made it on this, and they're like $10. I just bought a shitload of these. I put them all over the house. It's so nice. It's so
this
nice.
one from Razer.
Oh,
like
that's
same
nice.
thing.
Oh, that's
put on, and it can go flat.
Is it a wireless charger?
It is.
Oh, you unplugged it before you picked it up.
I unplugged it. Yeah. And it does RGB.
Hey, shit. Of course it does. It's Razer. Like
yeah.
They gotta put Chrome in there.
I also have like a bunch of did I give you guys one? The Nintendo one? The Nintendo NES one?
Oh, the controller?
Yeah.
Steph passed one.
Oh, okay. Well, next time I see you guys, I'm gonna give you guys a
controller
too. It's a wireless charger.
Oh, yeah.
It's a wire.
I got a bunch of them for you guys. So
those are
next
cool.
time.
I would love.
I love having these little things everywhere because
they're great.
If you're on the phone, like I just put my phone on that, leave it on speakerphone, and they come back, and I'm like, oh right, I'm complaining.
For me, I just use Google Numbers, so I just have it actually on my computer. So I'm like,
Google Voice.
Let it do
I
things.
can't move around if I do that.
Yeah, I messed up one part. One time I called to fix my internet. I called them using a Google phone with my computer. Then I'm like, so if you restart my internet, we will hang up. I forgot about this.
I've definitely been there.
Yeah. So I have to use my real phone to call them for that.
Yeah.
Jeff says for Spectrum, he has the cell phone number of the field manager's manager for his area.
I actually talked to like a really high up person during is it E3? It might be E3 last year. Is it E3? I think so. E3 last year that worked at Spectrum. He literally introduced me. I was like, oh hi, I'm blank. I don't even know where his car. I should keep it, but like I'm blank. It's a blank like really high up of Spectrum. I said, I use Spectrum. And they said I love Spectrum. I use Spectrum. And the first thing he said was like, oh, I'm so sorry. So he knows.
Yeah.
No, but their
it
stuff
would be better if you said that for their competitor.
Oh man, yeah. No, their stuff is stupid.
No, I mean if you said I love Cox.
Oh, yeah. And see how Spectrum.
I knew you did that.
I hate you.
Good job. No, but their store is useless. Only return and get equipment, but they don't do any other service.
Mm-hmm.
Like they have to. Like one time I went to their stores and say, hey, I need to start a new service. They're like, cool, call this number. I'm like, why? You're right here. Why would I? That's the whole point why I came in here, so you can do this, so I don't have to call your phone number.
I drove here to talk to you.
What would you say it is you do here?
Yeah.
What is your job actually?
They're like, you have to call Spectrum. I'm like, you are Spectrum. Like, right, but you have to call Spectrum. You are Spectrum. So, bureaucracy. Yeah.
That's kind of hilarious, to be honest.
It's so stupid. But
I did. Well, I don't know where the rest of it is.
It's a top.
Oh.
I was fucking with it and that came off. So like they top it so it's pretty on the bottom because it says shit on the bottom, right?
Yes, it does.
Look at that. I learned this today. So like that's most of the cork, and then that decorated part is like glued.
It's
to
like
the bottom.
glued on.
Oh.
So that they can print this like cool thing.
I was futzing with it in my hand like this, and I was like, "Wow, there's a division here," and I knocked it off.
Are they all like that?
I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe the cheap ones. This is not an expensive bottle of wine, so like maybe it's easy. It's probably easier to laser cut a bunch of thin cork sheets like this. And like have this printed on the sheet beforehand. And
but
just,
they print on the side of the cork too. I just saw you earlier, like on the side.
That's
true. Printed too.
I don't know, man.
I don't know. Maybe it's a harder process to print on both side and bottom.
Maybe.
I don't know. I'm guessing this saved them money.
I'm not a cork expert.
Yeah. Sean just loves the cork.
Speaking of your job, let's finally talk about 3D printing.
Yes, 3D printing.
Yes.
Because we like to talk about literally.
How you got into? Wait, you got into 3D printing because you work at a company?
No, actually,
it was Sean.
Sean got into it. I actually, yes and no. I had started 3D modeling before you'd ever even kind of thought about it, and I sent something to Shapeways. Remember the Elizabeth necklace and got it, and you were like, "Fuck it, let's get a 3D printer. If we can make things to pay off the 3D printer, like why don't we just buy the 3D printer, right?" So I'd like made this one thing. Basically, I learned to 3D model, very, very rudimentary 3D modeling. Set it off to Shapeways, had it professionally printed, somewhere else. Got it back, and it was pretty expensive at the time. It was like a little medallion about like that big, and it was flat. It was about $50. Like that's pretty fucking expensive at the time. And then so we get that, and we, me and Sean were like, "This is so cool. This is awesome." I hadn't even considered getting a 3D printer at that point. I was just like, "This is a cool service. Maybe I can make cool things in the future." And Sean was like, started reading more articles about it. Started to do more research about it, and then we attended a fair.
Oh, dude, no, you're leaving out the crucial step.
What's that?
The whole reason I got into 3D printing is because I fucking suck at crafting. I can't make shit. I can't make anything.
That's not true.
And I wanted to cosplay Zero from Borderlands 2, who's like the ninja guy with the helmet. It's like
helmet.
It's like Daft Punk-ish.
Very smooth.
And I was like, how am I gonna make that? And I was like, she's like, you could do like this and like that and like this and like then you do this and you like this and paint. And I was like, fuck that. I can't do any of that shit. What about 3D printing? And that's what led me down this rabbit hole. Sorry, passing.
No, it's okay. You made a mask first, actually. You made a Psycho mask from Borderlands 2. And he made it using the folded paper method called Pepakura. Yeah, the Psycho. The folded paper method, Pepakura.
Yes.
And then he put Bondo on top of it and like sanded it, right?
Yeah, and it was such a fucking
he
pain.
hated it.
I've never done that again. Fuck that shit. I've never ever done that again.
Yeah.
It took so long, and I was like, "There's got to be a better."
It is a long process. Like
it takes a long time.
So much respect for anyone who enjoys doing that. It's not for me.
It takes a long time, and honestly, because of the process, like you're gonna start with a relatively accurate shape through Pepakura, but then
it's all corner too. It's not round.
Yeah, it's pointy.
Yeah.
Well, if you spend enough time, you can get it there.
Exactly. It takes a lot of sanding.
Charisse has that. Charisse, give me my mask back.
Oh yeah, I think she still has it.
She borrowed it. Like
here's also the problem too. Back then, it was so hard to get resources to make stuff too. So when someone do upload a what's it called? Paprika? What's the word again? Pepakura.
Yeah.
Then you'd be like, yes, and people get excited and they all download it and use it. But
back in the day, I mean, this is like 2011. I think that's the year we got our printer. Back in the day, like there were barely any YouTube videos. There were a couple of tutorials. Like things have really grown in as far as like sharing knowledge. Knowledge was not shared a whole lot at the time. So like if you found one tutorial, you were like, this is it.
You're golden.
So here's my take on it. So I bought this printer, right? And I bought a printer that was, it was like when imagine you're 16 and you walk into a Ferrari dealership. It wasn't maybe not Ferrari, but it was like You walk into
BMW.
a BMW dealership,
Yeah,
and you're
yeah.
like, I'd like your nicest BMW, please. Like that was essentially the 3D printer I bought.
Yeah, it was like a freaking It was basically
It's
a
a huge
race car.
investment.
It was a race
Yes,
car
it's
for like
very
a
expensive.
a new
A
driver.
toddler is like,
Yeah.
I'd like your race car. Right?
Yeah.
And so the toddler takes the race car home, and the instruction manual doesn't really exist.
No, because
And
it's so new.
And the people who are using it to race, like, they're like F1 drivers. And I'm like, yeah, but what if we use the car to make ice cream? And they're just like, what the fuck? Like, yeah, I guess it can do that. But like, who would want to do that? And I'm like, well, I do. That's why I bought this car. So there were very few resources to help with what I was trying to do. Most of the people involved at the time were engineers, right? They're printing structural pieces and functional pieces. And I'm like, yeah, but what if we made a helmet for this character that I can't fucking make any other way?
And they were just like, why would you do
that reminded me of also what my friends are doing. I have a friend who is he got this robot arm, so very precise robot arm that you can do all kind of crazy things with it, right? Because like you can program it
Like
to
a
exactly
prosthetic or like
no, like stand up one.
Okay.
Yeah. So like of course, like engineer use it to like do different mechanical thing or like put in factory and do things.
Yeah.
He using it as like doing product photography. So again,
That's
there's
cool.
no manual at all.
Because
Yeah.
you can be the arm. With the camera.
Yep.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
totally
Oh
understand.
my
And there's no, again, as you said, no manual at all. And I mean, again, they talk to the company and they're like, well, I mean, I guess you can use it for videography. I mean, I guess. Like,
Yes.
yeah, exactly. So actually, half the time he was using the machine, he's actually helping them troubleshoot problems because
Oh
there's
my
so many
gosh.
things that they don't know what it
Yeah.
can do, what it couldn't do.
That
Because
is-
most of the people who use it, it's like, oh yeah, we just want to making sure it can pick up batteries and put it on the belts, and that's it.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
And that's it. But I didn't know you could do this.
Exactly our
Yeah.
experience. with
So
their
there's so many
Yes.
bugs. You have to like hard stop all the
perfect
time.
technology. Yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
And so what took me probably, no joke, a year and a half before I knew I could get an object and be confident that I could print it on that printer.
Yes.
It took that, and it was
There was a lot of
it was a
downtime too, though.
slog.
That's
It was a
frustrating.
slog.
Yeah.
It's like not only is it like I want to print this thing, but it's like, oh, that broke the printer.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Oh, the
okay, well,
nozzle's
shit.
clogged.
Now I have
Oh.
to fix the printer,
Yeah.
and now I have to try again. Oh, it broke the printer again. Cool. Like,
It was
oh,
Mhm.
it sucked. It was
printers.
so
Home
frustrating.
printers at the time were still extremely kit based, right? So most of the people getting into it are assembling their own printers, building their own printers. In 2011, there are very few non-commercial
Consumer-wise.
manufacturers.
Mhm.
Yeah, consumer manufacturers.
consumer.
There are like 2, 3. There's Prusa, MakerBot, and then like a handful of other people essentially making like Cartesian printers, or maybe there'd be a Delta every once in a while. But it was like extremely rare, and it was a very, very, very passionate but very rudimentary community
Mm.
where like there just really wasn't a whole lot of like easy to digest knowledge passed around, because most of the people doing this were engineers.
Mhm.
And
And there's
so
no point for them
us-
to share knowledge because nobody need it. You know.
Well,
right.
so there's another thing.
Especially for non-engineers.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but
fine.
engineers, which I am not part of the crowd. Geekpan, what's up, Vash? Engineers can be very stubborn.
Yes.
Mm.
If they're taught that you do this, then
That is
they
the
say
way.
you do this, and this is the goddamn way. And then if I go to a forum and I say, hey, I know you all love doing this, I'd like
But
to do
what
that. They're all like, no, don't do that. Do this. And I'm like, yeah, but
But
let's
what
think
if
about
we
doing
do
that for a
that?
moment. What if we considered that? No, that's not the way. You do this.
This is the way.
And so
This is the way.
it was
is the way.
so difficult. Even the material that we wanted to use, everyone said you use ABS.
Oh, this.
And I was like, yeah,
this
but
was the
I don't
uphill
like that.
battle.
I want to use PLA. They're like, why would you do that? It sucks. And I was like, turns out it don't really suck. Turns out it's actually got a lot of good qualities that you guys aren't thinking about. And they're like, no, don't do that. Use ABS. And so it was frustrating.
It was
Mhm.
okay.
It was very
Just-
frustrating.
Getting to the place where we could print something successfully and reliably, it took a long time.
Well, and what's really crazy is it took me a year and a half, I would say, to get to where I now run the machine. The machine doesn't run me.
Right.
It took me a year and a half to be like, yeah, you're my bitch. You work for me now. I know how to make you work. And
so
everything I learned, taught her in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And so like imagine like I crawl, I get up the mountain of knowledge to here, and then in 2 weeks I'm like, yo, here's where I am, and she's like, okay, cool, like just catapulted, and now she's BindiSmalls.
Anyway, so then once we were able to get it to reliably print, then so started the finishing process and actually trying to use it for like stuff. Because like it's one thing to actually print something off of a machine, and these days it's a lot easier. And this was a long conversation about the initial struggle, but these days, you know, we figured it out. We know our printer very well. We slice the file, hit print, it goes. Now, you know, you take it off the printer, and what do you have? You have a raw print. So then you have to figure out, how am I going to make this look the way I want for a costume piece or for like a fake weapon or whatever. And in the very, very beginning, the whole community swore Bondo, Bondo, Bondo. Everyone's like, Bondo is the thing, because that's what's used in the auto body world. And that's not necessarily wrong, but it is a bitch to work with.
It's a lot of sanding, right?
It's a very hard material.
And it's usually...
It's like sanding stone. It's just...
So that was the problem. Again, it was the clashing of two worlds. You have this automotive world where you're putting Bondo on top of metal.
Right.
And when you have an industrial sander, because you do eventually sand cars by hand, but you usually start with some sort of machine. The machine will go through the Bondo before it goes to the metal. Right. Or it goes to the Bondo easier than it goes to the metal.
Yes.
When you're doing 3D prints, it's the opposite.
It's the opposite. The Bondo is very, very hard, but if it touches the plastic pretty much instantly melts. Any kind of friction will melt the plastic, and it doesn't really matter if it's PLA or ABS. Like, it almost doesn't matter what the material is, because it has to be basically meltable within the range of the tool head, the extruder that's on the printer. And this, you know, any automotive tools used to sand would meet that temperature pretty much instantly when you touch it to the plastic. Through the friction, right? It just like generates heat like crazy. So like any of those tools that we had tried to use from the automotive world didn't work. So
they killed our shit.
So everything was hand sanding. Absolutely everything was hand sanding. So we stopped using Bondo. Sean had the brilliant idea of using spackle, like drywall spackle, wall spackle. It's way easier to sand. It's what you use to like patch a hole in the wall. It's way easier to sand. It's lightweight. Bondo is very heavy. It's very dense. Spackle was lightweight. It wasn't dense at all. It was very easy to sand. The only problem was that it wasn't nearly as durable as the what she calls it, Bondo kind of like epoxy.
The consistency. Yeah.
I mean, Bondo's made to like, you hit a pothole in your car and the Bondo stays solid.
Yeah.
If you imagine your wall hit a pothole, like it would crumble.
Yeah.
Walls are very fragile, it turns out.
Super.
Yeah. So eventually we did that for a while, and eventually we tried it. Basically whatever it was, whatever I could think of, I just go to the hardware store, look down the aisles, and be like, let's try that wood filler. Let's try that. Let's just whatever fucking thing that you could sand that was on the shelf. Like, I would just put it in the cart and try it. And I've got like the ghosts of fillers past in my basement of like all of these random things that I seriously have tons of them that I tried, and eventually stopped on the sprayable filler primer kind of stuff that you spray. We would cover the spackle before with that, and one day I was like, well, fuck it, let's print on a higher quality setting so that the layer lines are smaller. And let's just
so it's more dense, right? Is that how it works?
So it's more like say, ooh, I wish I had like those foam dowels from downstairs.
We have everything here. We can go get them. So
say I'm going to use these wine glasses for example. Okay. These are 2 layers.
Okay.
Right? These are like large layers. I would say like a 0.5 millimeter layer. These are 2 large layers. So if you're trying to fill the gap between, that's actually quite a lot of space to fill. But if you have like 2 pencils or like my 2 fingers, the space that's in between is actually quite small.
Correct.
So it probably has to do with like even fucking molecule size of the filler that we're putting in, but like the space that's there is even smaller. So you have like a lot of little tiny spaces to fill with smaller layers than a lot of giant
Gotcha.
spaces.
So
to
it's
fill.
the structure integrity, like how
The
much
integrity
it's condensed.
is exactly the same, actually.
Well,
The inte-
Huh. Okay.
Go ahead.
it's not. So if you look at the difference between the first printer we bought back in, I think it was 13. I think I have my order email from 13.
Okay.
2013.
I could have sworn it was 2011.
Either way,
Anyway,
from whenever the hell it
A while
was
ago.
till now.
Yeah.
The hardware has changed very little. You're still between the Taz. So we bought this model called the Taz, and then they made the Taz 2, 3, and they're currently on the, I guess you could call it the 7. Won't get into it.
Anyway.
Fuck that guy. We have downstairs, we have a Taz and we have a Taz 6.
okay.
Okay.
And the metal extruded bars that they're both made out of are the same.
All right.
The stepper motors that they're using to control the motion are the same.
Mm-hmm.
The belts that they're using are the same.
So what's the difference?
The board, the control board that they're using is the same.
It's an upgraded one, but it is extreme. It's
not.
like barely.
It's not.
The Rambo that's used in your broken one is not the same as the one that's used in the 5.
Okay, so it's the different. It's
It's a
different
difference.
between the 2
Anyway,
and
very
the 6.
very minute.
Yes.
Very minute.
So my point is the hardware has barely changed. What has changed is the software. What has changed is the material science. PLA Plus was not.
But that's not
around.
from them. That's just.
I know, but this is before. I'm talking about changes we made before we even had software changes. When we were still using Slicer, we moved from a medium print setting to a fine print setting, and that made a huge difference in post processing.
It did.
And that's what I was actually talking about.
But the printer itself doesn't change much.
The printer itself.
I was talking about the evolution of how have things changed from whatever time 0 was till today.
I'm talking about my process from.
Well,
our
process has changed because of things like the software. Your slicing settings have changed significantly. The software we use.
Is it faster though? Is it faster now though?
Generally, like
actually depositing the plastic down is not faster. However, the software processing time is wildly faster.
So it's a software. So it's more software than hardware.
Absolutely.
The evolutions have been in software materials and not in hardware.
Yes, the hardware hasn't changed a whole lot actually. There's definitely been evolutions in hardware, like smaller ones.
Wait, okay. So I have a question. You know, I'm not as familiar as you guys in this. The software, like when you have a 3D models, like and you send it to the machine, does the machine have to read it for a while before it started printing, or so when you say faster software wise, what do you mean by that?
So you've got a model, 3D model. OBJ, STL. STL is like the text file of 3D models, right?
Mm-hmm.
You take an STL. What are you looking at?
The dog. Sorry.
Hey, buddy. You take an STL. A 3D printer and an STL is like sending an exe file to your printer, like your paper printer, right? It's like, I don't know what the fuck this is. I don't know what to do with this.
Mm-hmm.
What printers follow is something called G code, and so the G code would say like, start at 0, move yourself to 0, 0, 0. Like extrude at this rate and move from 0, 0, 0 to 0, 100, 0 at this speed. And so it just all it does is go duh, and it spits out a line, right?
Yeah.
And that's all 3D printers do is follow something called G code, and G code is that kind of like move from this coordinate at this speed, do this extrusion rate while you're doing it, right? That's all it does.
Yep.
And that builds the rate. He has to pee, doesn't he?
Oh, I don't know.
I have to pee too. I'll take him out.
Okay.
So what you do is there's a 3D model. There's a process called slicing. It's a more complex if this than that. Yeah, kind of. So you have a 3D model. You have a process called slicing, which converts a 3D model into G code. And then you send the G code. You can send directly to the printer line by line through a USB connection, or you can put on a SD card. You just pop in the side and you say, just run this series of G code. And so that's why, like, if a printer fucks up, like, it just keeps going. It has no idea that it's fucked up. It's just I'm just doing what you told me to do.
Yeah.
Unless you unplug it.
Yeah, unless you notice that it's fucked up.
Unless you get
it.
Yeah.
It's just going to do what it was scripted to do.
For the most part, 3D printers just do whatever they're told.
So in which part make it? So in the software part, when you say faster, does it do the G code faster? Like
it literally breaks down the 3D model into commands for the 3D printer faster. So that process would sometimes take many hours to take like a very detailed model file.
So
And
when so
turn it
my
into-
question is that when it's doing that, does it do it before it's printing, or is it doing it while it's printing?
Oh, way before. It's all done before you send it to the printer. The printer will only take like complete G code.
Gotcha. Okay.
Right, like you finish you finish writing the program before you put it.
So I wonder
on
if
a disk.
gaming computer company can they like beef it up a lot. It's like, you know what, this thing has about 2 gigs of RAM. We can like give it like 32 gigs of RAM and just
Right.
make it go crazy and be done. It's like, oh yeah, I can read it instantly, you know?
Oh, and printer or computers upgrading have also helped with that time, right? It's like video rendering,
Yeah.
right?
Of course.
The same thing. Like the software gets better at making the videos render faster, as well as the computers that we're using are getting better at literally handling the load faster. Things like that. So yeah, but so my process has been changing through technology as well as like through literally physical changes too. Like what sanding tools we use, what actual like filler stuff we use, all of that has changed crazy amounts till today, to the point where like we can. Did he go up?
He didn't follow me.
Oh.
He doesn't have to be. He's just being a bitch.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, I can't put this on with headphones.
Yeah. I can't hear you, Martin, but it's okay.
You guys look great.
I can actually still hear you. My headphones.
Yeah, I can actually hear myself hearing you. Yeah.
But yeah, it should be like this.
What are those?
These are helmets from The Mandalorian, actually.
Oh.
Here, I'll hand this to you. Thank you.
Those are great headphones, by the way. I have a pair of those as well.
My Logitechs?
Ooh,
These are the best wireless headphones I've ever had, for sure. Yeah, so these. Oh, sorry, my head's smaller than yours.
You got a little ass head.
These are helmets from The Mandalorian. Sorry, the dog, my puppy dog, wants attention, as always. Here we go. These are helmets from The Mandalorian that I've been very slowly working on while, this whole quarantine's been happening. I've kind of just really been taking my time and like sort of using quarantine to my advantage to make these like perfect if I can. Because I can just go outside and sand a little bit every day. Things like that.
So how do you make it shiny? Because like when the first time I saw you,
how do I make it shiny?
Won't get interrupted by me.
This is a process that it takes a lot of time.
super impressed by your
the tracer. I'm sure is what you're gonna say.
No, not the tracer, the other one. The tracer, of course, is really shiny, but that's later
Nova?
already.
Nova?
Yes.
Ah.
Nova was already amazing. When I say shiny, it's not like metal shiny, but like also
sure.
reflect. Because
I loved hearing that you guys had to Photoshop yourself out.
I had to, yeah. I have to like blur myself or like find a way to like. I thought when I was shooting it, because I was thinking about this the other day too. I wonder if camera operator people, someone like me, are really aware of reflection just in general in normal life now, because we're just so used to like, oh, that's reflection, I have to hide. I mean, of course, I was thinking about porn at that time, but then I'm like, wait. It should be all general camera operator, because I was thinking like, oh, porn videographer, but no. I mean all.
Right.
But especially in porn too, because the whole illusion, they have to be making sure they're not there. They have to hide.
Sure.
Not in the camera. So I was making sure that's like when I was shooting you, I was like, maybe I need to take a picture of you and then turn around and take a picture of the background, just so I can use that and put it back on you.
The funny thing is that the breastplate for Nova, the boobs, literally the boobs on Nova were so shiny that people
polished them up myself, boys.
Photographers that day that were working with me were complaining about like, I can't get myself out of the shot because you could see the reflection. It was I clear coated them quite a lot so that they were shiny.
It was great.
I clear coated them too. I'm gonna go around the house and get artifacts and bring them over here. And you can talk about
I would love to.
Cool.
I guess some of them are still hanging up, but we have some downstairs as well.
Put it on the mic. I don't want him to knock it off.
Yeah. Sorry, the dog is like crazy now.
Wanting attention. Normal.
Yeah, for sure.
How old is the puppy?
He is just a year old. Like he just hit a year old like a couple Fridays ago. This is Baby Yoda. I don't know if you've seen the Mandalorian, but this is I made a Baby Yoda.
I have done lots of research on it. I haven't seen it yet.
It's really good actually. I think you'd like it.
Yeah. Bill Burr is on it. I like Bill Burr.
Yeah, Bill Burr's on it. The main character is really mysterious. You know, he's
sounds right.
Yeah, he doesn't actually talk a whole lot. and you don't really know a whole lot about him.
Ooh, what you got
Sean's
there,
holding
Beck?
up his cloud sword. We made that so many years ago, to the point where like it's about time that we remake it.
You
I
should.
think we have better methods now to make it a lot
7
less.
remake.
This is dog shit
It's
compared to what
very
we make now.
heavy too.
Oh,
It's
I
very
bet.
heavy compared to how we can make.
What
props
material
now.
is it?
That's all PLA. That's all 3D printed.
Do you guys know? Because he just messaged me too. Do you guys know a guy named Johnny Junkers?
Of course,
Yeah.
of course.
So Johnny Junker is a good friend of mine. He also have made weapons like those, but back then he is very complete opposite of what you guys do. He make them all out of wood because he wanted to be
that's right.
heavy.
That's right.
He wanted, so first of all, he's a wood-based cosplayer, at least back
But
then.
He also is really strong.
He wants to making sure the weapons are heavy enough that only he or so many people can wield it, like hold it.
That's
Like I remember
hilarious.
every time I was shooting with him, he's like, "Oh yeah, let me hold on to it." It's like, "Ugh, mm." And I was really weak back then too. But
Yeah.
it's just
Oh,
man,
that gun. I'm
yeah.
just kidding. Tracer gun. This one has taken so much damage, but it still looks okay. It's got a lot of like wear and tear all around it. A lot of nicks and things like that. This Tracer gun, I made that for my Tracer cosplay. But yeah, that's hilarious because I've been constantly moving in the direction in which I can make things lighter, so that after I can go like a whole day of cosplaying and hold it, because like even if something weighs 10 pounds, which isn't that much, like people can hold 10 pounds.
It's still heavy.
After a couple hours of holding it like
while in
straight
costume,
out, while in costume, or like above your head, things like that, you have to think about like it's essentially a stress test on your own body of like how long can you suspend this weight.
Oh, especially like my camera backpack is like 20 pounds usually when I travel. But what's that?
Sean has a ring that says fuck. It's a knuckle ring.
I made this.
He made that one.
I mean, if you put it on your arm, does it like can you leave a mark? Like a temporary?
Probably. It would be backwards though. This actually, Sean made this one too. I 3D modeled this and he printed it, and
ooh,
that's his cosplay. He actually cosplayed.
I remember. I saw it.
a cat girl from Final Fantasy 14.
I remember. Yeah, also very shiny.
Well. I printed my own pair. They're much smaller, not nearly as bodacious. This is a shoe.
That's not comfortable to wear.
The only thing that's actually not comfortable is right here. Everything else is really comfortable. This
so
little bit.
What
right
material is it? Because they're not supposed to be this dick butts. They should not be that what do you call it? Like not bouncy. What's the word? Like
oh my God.
That's actually Ninja Flex. It's stretchy.
Stretchy. That's what I meant.
It's
Yeah.
Rubbery. It's essentially like a rubber. But yeah. So most 3D printing materials are very rigid.
Yeah.
You
Is it more
stretch them.
expensive to get the stretchy one?
Yes, absolutely. More companies are making them now. That material back when we got it a couple of years ago, maybe 5 years ago, was like $70 a roll.
Jeez.
Which is
and how much you can
expensive.
print for a roll? Like what can I print?
Like a roll. Like it's.
Oh
so
my God.
Yeah.
So that's more expensive than buying real shoes. Way more expensive.
Yes. Oh my
not
gosh.
way more, but still expensive.
So
But yeah.
People would be like, "Can I get a pair of shoes?" And we're like, "It would be pretty fucking expensive. You might as well get like some Air Jordans or something."
Yeah.
Like these are not gonna be as like. I wouldn't like play basketball in them. You could wear them to like walk around and stuff, but I don't know that they're going to give you any like tactical advantage in sports.
No.
So they're not necessarily worth it. There are companies though out there that are 3D printing shoes that are utilizing the technology way better than we ever did. We just kind of did it to see if we could do it, if it was possible. But like even Adidas has a pair of 3D printed soles that I want very badly, but they're still $400. So
3D printed sole. Why? Can you like print your name on it or something?
No, they're just real. They're really cool looking. I'll say that.
All right.
And I'm something. They like something about the technology of like weight distribution or whatever. I don't know. I think it's just kind of a technological flex for them, not necessarily something I could ever see them mass producing. But like on the level of like Adidas superstars or something.
So it's like a few one-off things kind of thing. It's not something you need to be make often. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like they use the power because they can, not necessarily because they should.
I get it. I do that all the time.
That being said, I still really fucking want a pair just to like flex 3D printing, right? I'd be like, yes, they're 3D printed. It's so cool.
Was it Adidas? I think I met someone for PAX East this year, and I think they're getting more. I forgot. Is it Puma or is it Adidas? But they're getting more into the gaming space. Every company is trying to get into gaming space.
Every company is trying to get into gaming spaces. Luxury brands are trying to get into the gaming space, which is the.
I mean, LV, yeah, Louis Vuitton was in League of Legends.
Yes,
that blew my mind.
All of them.
Would you like some more?
Sure.
Would you like some more?
But what's isn't that actually insanity? You know what I mean?
That's wonderful.
I'm
proud.
I'm very happy.
I'm happy.
Otherwise, buy an LV bag.
Never would have imagined this happening.
You put cloud on it. Just saying.
When I was in college,
that's Final Fantasy. Right?
Playing World of Warcraft alone in my apartment.
I can hear it.
Oh, you can.
No worries.
Yeah, I'll turn it off.
When I was in college playing World of Warcraft alone in my apartment, I never thought that Louis Vuitton would be releasing a freaking League of Legends line. That's crazy.
Yeah. Stella and Jeff, they have a $500 luggage tag, and it's just a tag.
Stella and Jeff have now been collecting little bits of luxury video game and anime collaborations. So not only do they have this Louis Vuitton stuff, they also have the Coach
bag.
Naruto stuff, like the Michael Jordan collaboration, which to me is also like that broke my brain a little bit. I was like, that's
like
really
those worlds you should do not collide. So yeah, it made me proud. Like as a gamer, as someone in that nerd culture, to be like, wow.
Well, it's nerd culture and luxury brands used to be like so far apart from each other, especially in America. Like that was. Oh yeah. They're having fun together back then.
Like we're finally, I wouldn't say it's cool, but we're finally not uncool.
Right. We're finally not unique anymore, right? Like there's no like specialness about being a gamer. Which to be honest, I'm old enough not to give a shit anymore. When I was younger, I'm sure I would have been like, "What? Dude, that sucks." Like I started before anybody else did. I was such a hipster.
Yeah, I used to get beat up for liking this shit.
Yeah,
this game in particular
used to get beat up for liking.
I got called mean things for loving this game. And tomorrow I took off work for it. And everyone's like, oh, I understand. It's kind of a big deal now.
Yeah, it's totally different.
There was a saying during like the .com rise and fall and all that stuff that the geek will inherit the earth, and they did. It's happening, right? It's happening.
The geek will inherit the earth.
So I wonder what's the next thing. I mean, I was talking to younger generation too, to see like what is it like now. Like, do you get picked on for liking Marvel, or do you get like picking on like playing games? They don't. But now the difference is that how popular you are on the internet, which is really different.
Clout.
So clout. So I was talking to them, and they were saying like at least one kid in school is like a popular kid because they have like 200,000 followers on TikTok or something. Like a TikTok kid.
That's a lot of followers.
It is, but it's very easy. But yeah, it's crazy. And then you see kids doing TikTok all the time in class or in school. Like principal have to call them in and say, "Hey man, like you can't keep recording and doing this stuff." So it's a little bit different. So the cool kids are the ones who are internet popular now.
Right.
And
whereas the kids, it's just cool weird. Kids, it's funny because the people from our generation that are cool on the internet were the people who ate alone during lunch in high school. But the kids who are popular.
Oh, yeah.
I mean popular now.
Like, yes, I was like
sorry, that was like a weird transition. Like if you ate alone during high school, when we were growing up, you probably have some kind of internet presence now. Like I saw a meme that said something like that, and I was like, that speaks to me.
Very different.
But now, if you have internet presence, you are popular in high school. Yeah, that's crazy.
Nerds are bad in your hometown? I don't want to live there, Jeff.
Nerds are still bad.
I don't want to be there.
That sounds not good. Like it's crazy to me that would be a thought because of like how successful programmers are these days. Like with people like.
Well, I feel like gamer is so right in between, because gamers, we went through a phase where like, we were always uncool, we always get picked on, but now they're also making a lot of money,
Right.
So then they're like, let's just do catch up. So they do all this crazy party, do all these big events to show off like we're cool too. So we're doing catch up, but then eventually I feel like we're gonna get to that point where it's like, it's not uncool to be gamers anymore. Then we're just gonna level up. I mean, that's how I feel about being Asian. Being especially an Asian
Interesting.
immigrant.
Uh,
It's always been uncool.
Explain that a little more, because
So I talk about this with Jimmy Wong a lot as well. So it's always been uncool to be Asian in American entertainment.
Okay.
Like even
American
for other
media.
American media, like even most race, like let's say white and black, like whatever, they still have like bigger presence on the
Right.
American media entertainments. There's BET, like all this stuff. But
Sure.
Asian usually play either a smaller role or it doesn't exist at all. And if they do, they're more of the
That's true.
nice one. Like, oh, they're a nurse. Like they, never
Sure.
have any big roles that's different than that. But we're slowly changing that, especially with K-pop and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
they can't differentiate between Korean, Japanese, Chinese, and all the other Asian race. But they're like, you know what? Let's just do all the race
much
into
as-
one. And
As
then
much
they're
as
like,
K-pop gets like a really bad rap for being crappy pop music, I think it's
Mhm.
doing actually a lot to bring awareness of like racial issues
Yeah.
that Asian people have to go through, as well as like just being aware that there's another world out there called Asia, and it's extremely modern
Yeah.
and well developed, and like even more so than our country. You
And
know,
I'll take all my friends and I'll fly there and we'll have our own parties.
So I mean, we were doing great, but then this whole coronavirus thing might set us back
yeah,
a little bit again. So I mean, I was saying the other day, like coronavirus most likely will not kill me. In fact, I would not be surprised if I have already gotten it and got recovered from it, because you know my immunity. I don't really get sick, so
Really?
I don't. Yeah,
I guess
'cause
I've never.
'cause I go to so many cons.
I've never seen him sick.
Yeah.
And he
It's
travels.
it's because I
so
go to
much.
convention every other week.
Yeah,
Filth.
he travels
He's
so
had
much. Like,
everything.
I
Yeah.
lick every door handle just in case.
oh no.
It's my vaccine. No, but yeah, I don't get sick, so I won't be surprised if I have already gotten it and have beaten it, not knowing it. Because like,
Because you're healthy otherwise. So.
Yeah.
Maybe like a precursor of it or something.
I mean,
can
might
see that.
my throat was like kind of itchy for like a day or two, but that was it. But that's just normal.
I mean, that could just,
It could be just dry air.
There's also
Yeah.
asymptomatic cases, which
There
are,
are
Yeah.
some people say
there are also asymptomatic.
Also, I have a blood type that should be more immune to it. Not immune,
I've
but
heard
more
you
like
say this. Do you
That's
have
such
like
a
a,
Chinese thing to say.
I've heard him say this before. He has like a rare blood type. I don't remember which one.
Well, no,
it is.
but
Yeah.
there's been some research that says certain blood types are affected differently.
yeah.
Really?
Like there's
Like,
not
you're more
exactly
likely
like
to have a bad
they don't know for
time.
sure, but it's more like the results wise, like
Yeah.
these people are less
Oh.
Looking at
susceptible.
after effect.
So we don't know
Interesting.
exactly if there's an exact correlation, causation, but
in a
Yeah.
Oop, don't let him eat that.
it's
In
just a
a
study case we
different,
see so far.
In an American study, we had read, or at least it was posted to Reddit, that people who are overweight or have obesity are doing the worst.
Oh,
with it.
definitely.
They
And I
can't
mean,
breathe.
that's that's
Yeah, I
part
mean,
of-
there's same
complications.
thing with Italy. They were saying that smoking might affect it too, because it does attack your
Oh, yeah.
lung.
Oh, right.
So
oh, gosh,
then that's
yeah.
It fills your lungs with shit.
It-
So if you already have a hard time breathing, you're gonna have a bad time.
Yeah.
And being overweight when you're laying in a hospital bed and you have the weight of the extra fat on your chest compressing your lungs.
pressing your lungs,
Mhm.
as well as like it's harder for them to fit like actual breathing mask to your face. Like there's
Yeah.
other
Mhm.
complications that might have arose because if you're obese, you might also have high blood pressure. High
I
cholesterol,
have
things like
asthma,
that.
but so far I'm okay. Like that's the only thing that sick thing that I would have. I got it from my
Right.
grandma. No one in my family have
Granted-
asthma except me.
Yeah, that still makes you in a high risk category, right?
So
Because you have asthma. So like if God forbid you had it and you went to the hospital and you had an asthma attack and you
Mm-hmm.
had that on top of the fever and all of the respiratory conditions on top, like it would just put you in a really bad spot, right?
like the whole this is that too, like the obesity issue in America. If you look at photos like 50 years ago in America, and it's not even that far ago, like 50 years, people were really skinny, like
Yeah.
really different. Like I was looking at pictures of people looking at the like all the spaceship missions, like flying
Oh,
out,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
all
yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
and when they're viewing it, like just the audience, they're all very skinny.
Yeah, the 70s.
very
Everyone
different.
was quite
Yeah.
thin. Like before the workout craze in the 80s and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of I've read several sort of mild conspiracy, but also probably just like causation articles about
Uh-huh.
like the corn industry, the dairy industry, the sugar industry, trying to like essentially lock a market down so that they could sell more of their product. And
Mhm.
those were like the top 3 causes of like
So what, making food more fattening and people want it more?
basically
So
making people want
Yeah.
sugar and carbs.
so legal cocaine, kind of.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like putting like a lot of just really unhealthy food, especially the do you remember the food pyramid?
Yeah.
I don't know if you
Mhm.
okay.
Do they still
like the
teach it
food
in
pyramid-
school? Of course I know about it, but do they
They-
still
I
teach
don't
that?
know.
They
I thought
changed it.
Michelle Obama like got that thrown the fuck out.
Yeah,
It's
because the food
garbage.
pyramid is not accurate anymore. They changed it.
Oh, okay.
The food pyramid was like grains and then vegetables and then fruits and then like meats or something. I don't even remember. Or grains, meats, fruits, vegetables or something. It was just backwards. It was like totally backwards from like how people should be eating.
Uh-huh.
Or basically, they were teaching you should have like mostly bread. Like you should only eat bread. That was like the
Yep.
bottom
Uh-huh.
of the food pyramid.
Bread and dairy.
Bread and dairy. And
Zuri bought paid for it.
now I think they teach like a circle. It's like a plate. It's a circle,
Uh-huh.
and bread and dairy are way smaller, and like veggies are bigger, and proteins are bigger, so that you're filling yourself with like things that your body actually kind of needs day to day, and not necessarily just like tons of bread. 8 servings of wheat and grain in the old way. Yeah,
Wow.
that's so much.
That's
And,
a lot.
I read somewhere that it was a like basically a coalition of of American farmers with the
Mhm.
government to make sure the farms were going to do okay.
Yeah, it was bought and paid for.
It was
Sold
bought and
auction.
paid for.
I won't be surprised because like it won't be just wheat because like for us Asian, for example, we eat a lot of rice.
Mhm.
But you see most Asians
yeah.
do not have the
That's it.
same Asian country
Duh.
do not have the
Um,
obesity issue. They do in America.
With
Sorry,
it's
buying
it's
food.
but it's not just that. It's more than that. I think because like Hispanic people eat a shitload of rice. Rice and
Mhm, mhm.
beans is like the basis of every meal. But Mexico is I want to say it's on par or it's an even higher obesity rate than the United States.
Mhm.
And it has to do with junk food consumption.
Mm,
Like
mm,
the rate of consumption of junk food in Mexico is like crazy high. And I
Yeah.
want to say that was like the reason given of like why it was so bad, even though their staple
on top of genetics and
foods-
everything, yeah.
yeah, genetics as well. Even though their staple foods were like very healthy, like eating beans,
I already talked about this.
beans, rice, and vegetables, and small servings of meat is pretty freaking healthy. But that's not what they're eating anymore. They've changed, right? They're into like they're eating fast food and processed food and things like that, just like we are, just like we are. So
Just placed a rather large Taco Bell order.
yeah, Sean was hungry and he was
I got at least 2 or 3 meals.
I
Oh,
might get
that's
Taco Bell
what
later
it is.
too.
that sounds delicious.
Like-
You got
I-
so many because you're gonna play Final Fantasy VII. I got that now.
Nice,
Yes.
nice.
There.
I also,
Oh,
I
really?
mean, I'm not using it during this stream, but for my normal stream now, like gaming streams, I actually updated my light too. I have one light bulb that can do the color light. So
Ooh,
it reminded me because
how about
again,
you?
thank you for the sub. So because from you, so like, of course
I
I mentioned that.
Time.
But normally when I sub, I will like it will do
Yeah.
rainbow color.
Do you use
Uh,
Lumia?
Lif LIFX.
LIFX? Okay.
Yeah,
I'll
it's
check
one
that
of the
out.
options from there. So the thing is that
Cool.
unlike Hue, I don't need a hub for that.
Oh, okay. I was
It's-
asking Lumia is the software I use to control.
Oh no, yeah,
display.
sorry, you're right. Lumia is the software, but I'm talking about hardware, the
Okay,
light.
your hardware is different.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
So,
have-
no, use the same
we
software that you told me about.
I have
Lifix?
Lifx.
Yeah,
How
same
do-
thing.
How would you guys?
Light effects.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm using Hue so far, and they're very
they're
expensive.
expensive though.
They're
That's the thing.
really expensive.
They're
I
so
don't buy them
expensive.
full price, and that's why
Yeah.
we have the 4
We have
bulbs
4.
in the back.
hmm
In fact, here, let me just.
I actually messaged them earlier
I
to
think
say,
we have
hey, can we like do a collaboration because like this is really cool.
Of
It's
course
good for.
you did.
I want to do it for photography as well and do a video about it too and give it a try. But
Yeah.
I don't. They're not really understanding that world, so I'm guessing that's not what they're into right now. So,
So
they're like,
there's kitchen. So the kitchen turned on behind me. See me fading it like.
mhm,
So
mhm.
those are 3 white only bulbs.
Uh-huh.
There's got to be a less racist way to say that.
Oh my god.
The bulbs that don't have.
They don't have
color?
RGB.
That's not helping.
They don't have RGB LED. They're
Anyway.
just one type.
Mhm.
Those I bought like super refurbished, like $10 a bulb, and I put the fourth one upstairs in my room.
Yeah.
And it turns on. It turns on at 10 p.m. So it's on right now.
And then we have some in the backpack.
yeah. So
Yeah.
then behind those, the fireplace lights. So in the back, you'll see whoop, those turn on,
Whee!
and those are the full spectrum, so they can do all.
I love those. Those are so
Mm.
fun.
all the pretty
So
colors.
yeah, we have like stream alerts tied with them, so that if someone raids or subscribes, it like does like blue and
with them,
red and like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Mhm.
They look
Yep.
so cool.
Yep.
You can go full spectrum back there, and those are
I really
these
like
I really
those.
like, and they were expensive as fuck.
They were.
Oh yeah.
But you're saying yours do the same thing. and they were
Exact
cheaper.
same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think they're a little bit cheaper.
I'm
I
not impressed with the brightness off of these bulbs.
Yeah, they're not
like at
as
all.
Depend
bright as
on the
I would
lumen,
hope,
yeah.
I guess.
because
It's- this is not
mine's like 1100 lumens, I think.
That's
So
pretty good.
1100.
don't
That
think
one
so.
bulb, but I only have one bulb. But like right now, everything's really bright, so it's really hard to tell. So I can technically change my color a little bit right now too on my phone.
I've like the craziest.
see.
And speaking of high
As you
lumen
can see.
lights, in the
Dr.
garage,
Huff's
in the
spectrum.
garage, and in the basement where I work, where I
Uh-huh.
do most of my cosplay work, because I need a lot of light to be able
Yeah,
to
I
see
can see it
details.
mostly on the reflection on your leather.
Yeah, but because like no, I have really
They
giant. I have really nice light right now. I'm using studio
You
lighting.
turn on like there's like 8 lights
So
behind you.
before
Oh,
you-
there's a
before
bunch
you
of light that I
interrupted me,
have.
I have really high lumen lights in the garage, and then the basement, they're like 12,000 lumen. They're crazy bright. The all right, go ahead.
Oh my God, I just talked.
Talk about your favorite lights.
No, that's it. I was just making sure I was still on.
Like the tubes that you see,
I was
like
like talking. You're like
the tubes that I have, like that one over there, like right over there, the small one. But you have one as well, the
the Sputnik tubes.
Sputnik one, right? Yeah, I have
Those are
those
super
one.
bright. They
There are
can
those.
get super bright.
I also
Yeah.
got another one from them. That that
Oh,
one. Yep,
shit.
exactly. I have also a studio light from them, an RGB light that is.
Oh,
like
the
here.
actual like
Dude,
the,
right here.
the
Let me show
actual
you.
light, right? The
Dude, those are
it's cute.
sick. How'd you get him to give you?
That's
one of
amazing
those?
because he's a photographer.
Oh, fuck you. Yeah,
This
that's like
guy.
a $1,200 light.
That's a really
This
nice
guy.
light.
So this is
Yeah,
where you're seeing all the blue coming from because I'm using this to shine the background. This is one of
that's-
those like studio lights. It's like
Yeah.
expensive but
Yeah.
very useful.
So
Yeah.
DJI
shit.
Sputnik,
And the
Fuck.
RGB,
Or-
so I can change it to
I'm
any
sorry,
color I
DJI.
want.
Digital Sputnik, their studio lights like that are absolutely beautiful and incredible.
That's how they filmed the Mando.
that's
That's
how they
why you need
filmed
to watch
Mando.
Mandalorian, Martin. They filmed the entire thing
So
with
I
Our
actually
friend-
shot Jessica and Mandalorians with those
Oh,
tube
shit.
lights as well, just for funsies.
Yeah,
But they look really
Yeah.
nice.
I know.
I
they're
got to
really good
see
lights.
our friend has an 8x8 like giant grid of their largest studio lights, and it is like the most glorious thing I've ever seen. It's called like an octo something, and it's like he turns it on and he puts on like a neon color, and it's just like
Mhm.
it's just like so much perfect hued light, like it's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
lighting is good. Like it changed lots of things, and
I never realized how like the difference in expensive lighting until I saw those lights, and I was like,
oh yeah,
holy crap!
like
Yeah,
I live
this
in LA now,
very good.
and especially when I used to live in downtown. Remember my loft? Yeah.
That's all with DS lights.
Yeah, I was like backlit and then
Mhm.
front, like a lot of different
It-
digital spotlight lights in there.
I'm not sure you remember, but like when I first started shooting cosplay, when I first got into the scene, where I always used flash and lights because it make people pop a lot more.
Yeah,
And that's what
yeah, yeah.
set my
Do you
photos
not
a bit
use-
different.
You don't
Less
use it
now.
anymore?
I'm lazy. I'm
Doctors.
most. I mean, cause here's the thing. I have more editing experience now. I have over 15 years of editing experience retouching, so I can now simulate using those lights without using a light. It's not, of course, it's not as good, but it's halfway there. So I'm
yeah.
mixing between the two
But
style
It
to
also
get into one.
saves you setup time.
Oh, so much.
He even
This-
has Photoshop actions that you can use your Stream Deck
Thank you.
to do.
So yes, no, like the photo that you have is a profile photo right now.
That's just color.
Your profile photo, I didn't use any lights if you remember, but it still looked very dynamic.
Oh yeah, I do.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
were
yeah,
just
yeah.
like, okay, stand here, look
And
this way, click. All right, go away.
We're done.
I was like, all right, cool.
You've edited more than you haven't in your life. I bet Doc's right. Because I know
Yeah.
how old you are.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
But
yeah, so-
He's like,
Huh. Yeah. So yeah, no, I just shoot a lot of different type of light. I already forgot where I'm going with this, but light.
light. It's important, especially to photographers. It's literally what they use to make the photos.
Shit's
so.
lit, man.
I mean,
Shit
that's
is
how
lit.
things are being seen in like we see things because they're
Yeah, but the eye processes light. Like the eye takes in so much light. We take in like so much ambient light compared to some lenses.
23 years old.
Unless you have like this crazy expensive like big aperture lenses, you know what I mean?
uh-huh.
So our
Which
eye
they
aperture is
do
like
actually have those.
big.
Yeah, we have the crappy lenses. They have
We have
the-
shitty lenses. You guys have awesome lenses.
So I didn't realize it until someone was talking on my stream the other night. It's like, oh yeah, I am using a $3,000 camera as a webcam. So you see
too.
me as currently you see
Or
me
not
as a
right now,
normal
not right
webcam. So
Sure,
but
sure,
the audience, so if you're looking at my
The
Twitch stream,
cam.
that is
Yeah,
a very
I see
nice
it.
camera that
We
I'm
are
using.
looking at your Twitch stream, you little bitch.
The what camera are you using? Actually, I'm kind of curious.
A Nikon D850, the one that
Nice.
Jeff has as well. So it's
Do
one of the best
do you-
DSLR.
Have you ever had a sensor overheat issue with your Nikon?
So far, no.
Well-
And sometimes I accidentally keep it on too overnight.
Oh, really?
I forgot
When we-
sometimes.
When we were using Canon DSLRs,
Well, we were using a T5i.
we were using shitty ones.
A Rebel.
And that was that was like the main thing in the very beginning. Like the stream quality
Mhm.
looked pretty good, but the sensor would overheat.
I mean-
the whole camera would just like shut down.
They're not meant to be used for that.
No, I know. They're
Yeah.
not. Now we use this was actually paid for by my stream. Thank you guys, all of you. This was a Sony 17, an Alpha
A7?
7 II. Yeah. And this thing rocks. It does a clean HDMI output. Like we don't even have to use a cam link. So like you just
Wait.
run. Yeah. You just literally just put a USB straight to this thing. It doesn't have to process through your cam link.
Oh, nice.
Sony has a software called like Remote, where you basically can control the camera with your
Nice.
phone through their-
Just like
it's
Sony was ahead of their
super
time when it
simple.
comes to mirrorless. That's why they won. They were the
Well,
first one who
they were,
tried
like,
it.
They're the first ones who actually did anything. Like most
Yeah.
people were like, "We're gonna do it, we're gonna do it, and we're gonna do it." And Sony's like, "Well, here's ours." So
Yeah, and
Go
they
for
did
it.
really good job in the last how many years that they
Uh,
start. That's why they're ahead. But now Nikon and Canons are trying to catch up when it comes to mirrorless.
freak, yes, that is the birthday gift from a few years ago. That is it. It is my favorite thing in the whole world. That is my camera.
we cooked this.
Yeah, this thing.
We killed this.
It still works, but like
It's fine.
the
It's a
sensor
Canon.
is probably
Every-
taking a lot of damage.
I feel like everyone has started out with a Canon Rebel. I had a Rebel. That I used it. Everyone did because you can get it from
honest,
Costco.
Sean just really liked Canons at the time.
I grew up with Canon.
He grew up with using Canon cameras.
They're very good at marketing in America.
Yeah, they are. I think like
Yeah.
everyone grew up with like a Cybershot or something like that.
Yeah.
So like I was like, well, I guess we'll just go the same, same one. Carl Zeiss lenses, like why not? Let's just go with them. So
Oh, yeah.
so we did it. So we got that one, and we had actually the last job I had before I moved out to Colorado. They had a Canon 8D
Mhm.
back in
18.
2012.
That's a while ago.
It was a while ago,
Yeah.
and it was so nice. It was like that, and even when they had it at the job, and they were just like, nobody's using this. Do you want to play around with it? And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's like this is a really nice camera. Like sure, but even at the time, it wasn't brand new because they had already had it for like a year or two at least,
Mhm.
and they bought it for like the IT program of the company I was working for, just to have to like take staff photos and stuff, and it was way overkill, obviously. But I think
Uh-huh.
whoever like was the guy that was like, this is the camera we need. They had a sports lens on it,
Uh-huh.
so I think they were taking like sports photos or something. Like that's
My
why they're
God.
just like, yeah, we need this camera. So it was like, all right, whatever. So we got to
Mhm.
play with it, and Sean was like it completely changed our minds on DSLRs. We were just like, this is fantastic. This is a really cool camera, better than any camera we had ever used.
Mhm.
It wasn't necessarily like ahead of its time or anything, but we like learned that camera. So the next time we went to look for a camera, I wanted one with a flip around screen so I could self shoot
Mhm,
and
mhm.
like just like do a video and I could actually fucking see myself and like push the button, whatever.
I mean,
just,
I've
like,
been
go.
making a lot of video recently on YouTube, and that's something I talk about a lot too. Like, well, we're at a point I feel like camera hardware upgrade is hitting a little, gonna be plateau for a bit.
Yeah.
Especially, you have to be
Well-
good at photography, but you have to be even better at editing these days.
And honestly, like
Not
especially
good
with
either.
people who are just starting out, phones are getting really fucking good.
Oh
and they
yes,
already
this
have
guy
one.
is amazing.
Right. So when someone is just getting into videos or they're just getting into photography, you're just like, use your phone, do a lot of research, but for now, like, keep using your phone and work on composition and work on like everything else.
And if you know what
before
you're doing, I can take better photos than lots of people with this guy
I
than
know.
my
The
giant
best
camera.
It's like that saying, like, the best camera is the camera you have,
Mhm.
which like, it goes only so far, but phones are
Of course.
seriously,
Like,
going far.
I talk about this all the time too. Like, if you, and it might be same for your cosplay stuff as well. It's like you should upgrade things when you realize you hit a problem where you're like, oh,
Yeah.
there's something limiting me that I cannot get to the next stage because of this hardware limit.
Right.
But once you like, realize like, oh, that's not the part. Like, until you realize that's a problem, you should keep improving with what you have.
So I have a mantra. I'm sure you're.
That was about what I was. Yeah, go ahead.
So here's what I do when I need a tool, and I consider a camera a tool. I've got miter saw. Miter saw right now is the tool that just hit this limit. If I need a tool like a drill, right, or a camera or a webcam,
I'll take them out.
I don't know what the fuck.
I'll be right back. Thank you. I'm like stuck.
We finished our bottle of champagne, so I moved on to the whiskey that Jeff brought me from Lost Spirits. She was wearing pajama pants. I changed out of mine. I buy like Harbor Freight, right? I buy like a cheap tool, or I myself am a tool. So I buy the cheap tool that gets the job done. And if that tool works and I don't have any problems with that tool, then awesome. Just keep using that tool. That's great. But what will happen is, like, I had a drill. I had a Kawasaki drill, which is strange, but it was my cordless drill was a Kawasaki. And I was using it so much, it eventually broke. So instead, I was like, okay, if the entry-level tool I bought, either it failed and it was preventing me from using it correctly, then maybe it's time to buy a version of that tool that's not so entry level anymore. Right. So if that's my rule. You start with a basic, kind of crap level tier tool. And if you outlast that tool, then it's time to maybe you need to be investing some serious money into this tool so that it works for you.
Yeah.
Because it's something you use a lot too, meaning, yeah.
Exactly.
You put it in good use.
Now I have a upgrade along with your skill. Yeah, that too. But and that's the thing, there's no point in buying a really high-end camera if you're going to shoot one con. Or for me, there's no point in buying a really high-end drill to do one particular job, one particular task. But if you find yourself consistently using this tool, then I don't know, maybe it's time to throw some money at it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's how it was with camera as well. At first, when I was shooting for my school, I'm using a school camera. But then when I got my camera, I didn't get the most expensive one yet. So I tried it out and I used the best that I can and realized what is something preventing me from going crazier, to doing cooler shots, better shots. And sometimes actually with limited amount of tools, it makes you become more creative too, especially with what we do.
I feel like and this can be applied to many different fields of expertise. Is basically whatever the tool is that you're using. Once you hit that limit, your skills will hit essentially match that limit too. So once you unlock the next tool, your skills can grow more, but you have to meet that limit, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're just replacing the tool with something that you're not necessarily learning more on.
Yeah, exactly. If you don't do that grind, you don't even know what's your...
If you don't do the grind, you're not getting it. My airbrush actually is the one thing I like to think about. It was the first tool that I went really cheap for the first airbrush I got. It was like a $20 airbrush on Amazon. And hello. And once I got sorry, it's the cat. You're gonna see him down here.
So cute. Oh my god.
Once I got it,
Hey, buddy.
Hi.
Come on up.
You can come up. He's just chilling there.
So handsome.
Once I got it, Sean actually got me two really nice airbrushes for
Harrison
Christmas or my birthday.
Vulpin Props.
Vulpin Props recommended them.
He was very nice. I said, "Hey man, I want to buy the wife some, the girlfriend at the time, some really nice airbrushes. What do you recommend?" And he sent me two recommendations that there was some serious sticker shock. They were $200 airbrushes each, and he's like, "With these two, you'll be unstoppable." And
he was right, honestly.
Still have those.
Yeah.
Nice.
and she uses them every single time.
I use them every time I paint pretty much anything, and they're fantastic. And honestly, once I got those, it sort of opens up like a jarring new world of things you have to learn because
Mhm.
you had maxed out your skill level on your previous tool, right? So like, I got those, and I was like, oh my god, I don't know how to use this because I've been using this like very rudimentary airbrush before. It's like, I don't know how to use this. So I had to like sort of learn how to control like this super powerful tool. And once I got there, like my skills went way beyond what they could have been had I stayed
Mhm.
with that old brush. So like your Jeff said something that I don't necessarily recommend. No tool will make you better at your craft. I don't agree with that at all. There are definitely tools that will make you better at your craft, but you also have to like sort of upgrade your skill level along with them. It's not like you could just buy it's not like I could buy the best printer in the world and just print the same files and think they're going to be the best. I also have to upgrade my skills too. But if those two things happen, I'm going to be way better at my fucking crafts.
When her work issued her a Canon 7D.
8D? 7D.
7.
Oh, fuck, I was wrong. I'm sorry. Is it 8D or 7D?
And like I could pick that thing up and get like some pretty average shots. Like they weren't bad. They weren't bad. But,
no, but
that
if
was
the,
that
if
was
the
where the
cat sat in
equipment.
the light just right, we get a really damn
Yes,
good cat
but
photo.
that was one scenario, Jeff, where the tool outpaced the operator.
Yes.
And it immediately made the output better. But
I would
it was
argue
that was a kid in a Ferrari.
I would argue
Mhm.
that it is still our camera is still way beyond my skill level and probably beyond yours.
Which is well, it's like these DS lights.
Yeah.
What we're doing
is
Martin's doing with them,
rudimentary.
no offense, Martin, is just a joke compared to what they can
What they
do.
can do is crazy. What they can do is essentially like sets like the Mandalorian. Like you don't even notice how beautiful the background is. It's just LED lights. It's not even a real background. It's crazy.
Like one of the cool trick that you can try in the future. I'm not sure you've ever needed, but maybe you should do some video about your cosplay and stuff like that. You can do very simply, even shoot with your iPhone. You take video of the objects and just shine light with a white bar. Or go over it. That's it.
Yeah.
Just a swing motion.
Absolutely.
And it look really
Just
good.
show the
That's cool.
The
I bet it
gloss.
does,
Yeah.
especially with these
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
These Voyagers.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We have a Voyager. I'm not going to pick it up. It's right here in front of us.
Yeah. So you can just
Voyagers.
again because they're battery based. That's crazy about it.
I
Most of
know.
lights are like those are not battery. They have to be
Yep.
hard plug in.
Anya Braddock in Winter Park at our 9-bedroom mansion that slept 28 people took one of these lights, made it green, threw it in the hot tub,
Oh my god.
stuck a Monster Energy can between her butt cheeks, and did an underlit green hot tub shoot with that Monster Energy can. It's one of these two. I don't know which one it is. I don't want to know at this point.
Just the cat.
But I'll tell you this: I drank that Monster Energy drink that she had between her butt cheeks, and I'm just happy to be that involved. But these lights are incredible.
That's why I brought it to
We don't-
the sand to shoot with Jess because
Yes.
they're waterproof, they're sandproof.
They're bomb-proof,
Pretty-
man.
pretty
They're
durable.
so
Yeah.
good. They're such good lights.
I did a
Sorry,
shoot
I'm
with
sure
them
there's also
recently
this
too.
ad. They're
No,
really good.
I did a shoot with them recently too. They invited me to a motorcycle shoot with some models.
Cool. That's
And then-
awesome.
Yeah, they turned out pretty
What?
fun.
Very cool.
What kind of motorcycles? Or
Probably dirt bikes.
dirt bikes?
No, they're more like classic.
Cool.
Oh shit.
That's awesome.
Yeah, vroom. Like you guys would know more than I do. So it's on
Yeah.
my Instagram. So go check it out sometimes.
All my analogies I made tonight with like kid in a Ferrari. That's my actual motorcycle. Is that
Yeah.
like I bought a super bike and I'm a moron. Like, I have no
Hey,
idea.
you're live, so that's me
Yes.
doing good.
I'm alive.
Jeez.
Yeah, it has anti-lock brakes. Cheers.
I haven't ride bike in a long time.
Do you have a
They're
license?
pretty cool.
I do have a license.
Oh,
Do you really?
shit.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I got it because I was bored.
I'd make you ride Tasha's bike first.
Yeah. With your both your height and your weight, my bike would be way more suited
Oh, yeah.
to start with. Not because like you could probably handle Sean's bike just fine. It's
But
just
I'm
that-
very light. I'm very light for a guy.
Yeah.
So am I.
Yeah, Sean is too. But like the thing is, with his bike is way more powerful. He has a bigger engine, a higher output of
Mhm.
I bought a Ferrari bike.
yeah.
It's stupid. I
You
don't
could
need
you
it.
could really like
I don't need it at all. I'll never understand how to use it correctly, but
Like-
it's fucking fun.
I know that I know biking in Colorado is amazing because you got all
Oh
this
my
long
gosh.
straight road,
There's
amazing
pretty
You
landscape.
get to kind of choose wherever the fuck you want to go because like you have highway, you have
Mhm.
lots of like long plains roads, so like along the base of the mountains you could go flat and straight, or you can go right up into the canyons and right up into the mountains and do like the twisties and the
I think now, however, is a
Chef's kiss.
really rare time that I feel like it's amazing to also bike in California because there's no car.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like all this
Yeah,
time that you
I-
always want to go, because like normally it's just dangerous and annoying because there's car in between and you kind of have to like try not to die. It's not enjoyable, you know. It's more time saving than enjoyable. But now,
Just scary.
wow, yeah, now
Yeah,
it's more like
biking.
Yeah.
Biking in DC was like that. Completely understand.
yeah,
Biking out here is just the opposite. It's wonderful. Everyone's aware of motorcyclists,
mhm.
and there's plenty of roads to go to that are empty, ready for
Yeah.
us. It's, oh god, it's so nice.
and
Yeah, I
like
heard you guys have a lot of rain right now though.
so what?
You guys are getting a lot of rain.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are. It was
California.
raining today,
It's
heavy,
crazy.
which is strange because it's what April.
Well,
I guess
you
you get some April shower.
April showers. You guys don't
They
get a
bring
lot
May
of
flowers.
rain.
Yeah,
though,
Mayflower.
like,
hmm
ever.
Yeah, so it's rare, and I mean, I guess the air is the best than ever now, better than ever, because like
Oh,
there's no
right.
pollution with
Yes,
rain.
Lord.
Then yeah, so this is really strange. So hopefully we can. I mean, that's one good side benefit from it. You know,
You might
I
get
think.
a super bloom, right? Because of the rain
Maybe.
and the
Less pollution.
less pollution.
I'm growing peppers.
Huh?
I'm growing peppers.
That's a no transition right there.
All
That's
right.
Super blue.
We're growing plants inside, where we did most of the last half of the winter, and they're just now old enough that we can take the plants outside and like give them natural light. Very like soon after the last frost, we're gonna be able to actually plant them. It's very exciting. Sean has a shitload of
Mhm.
plants he's very proud of.
Those are fun. I mean, you guys are growing a whole farm there. I mean, that's why I need you guys when we're doing that colony, the cosplay colony that we're having.
Right, when the apocalypse happens, we might be
Yeah.
okay.
I mean, this is
Dude.
not the apocalypse I wanted. I wanted like zombies and stuff.
No, I don't want zombies. I'd
Well,
much
not
rather
exactly
this.
zombie, but it is something I feel like I can fight off. Not like telling people be safe, but I'm not sure what be safe even means. It sounds so vague other than wash your hand, but it's not like you're
Don't-
running from something.
You're right. I said it. I even said it to our Grubhub driver. I was like, "Be safe." Well, good photo there.
Ah, yeah. You're blocking out with the notification. Lots of
The
most of the photo.
content.
Shoot, notifications in the same. Oh, okay.
make it.
I-
That's fine. But yeah. So anyway, when's your Taco Bell coming in?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Hopefully soon.
It might actually be here. They do the drop off.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna let you guys eat because I'm gonna get some Taco Bell as well. I don't know, either
That
Taco Bell
sounds
or
good.
In-N-Out. I'm not sure yet.
Ooh.
One's closer,
We don't.
but
You have the option of doing In and Out, and we don't.
I would do Taco Bell.
But
do you guys not
but-
have it at all?
No,
No.
I don't think we have it at all. There
Ooh.
might. I think the closest one is in Las Vegas.
Do you like In-N-Out?
I don't
It tastes like Wendy's.
personally because I can't really eat there. I'm
Right.
vegetarian, so, yeah. But
Andy, I don't have to hide from weed here.
Sean likes
Taco Bell.
of the like rare fast food places, Whataburger, right? The Texas one.
No. Didn't
No?
care for it at all. It tastes like Wendy's.
Oh, I thought there was
It
one.
all
That,
tastes like Wendy's.
I thought there was one that you did like. It was a Texas one.
No, that one. I think it was Whataburger. I think you're right, but it just like my mom was like, "You gotta try this. You gotta try this." And I was
Okay.
like, "Oh, this is so good." I was like, "Oh, that tastes like fucking
Oh,
Wendy's.
really?
It's just
Okay.
Wendy's with
I
different
forget who I was
Yeah.
talking to, but you guys should renew your vows at the Vegas Taco Bell.
Ah,
Oh,
We could.
what's his name did that?
Duncan.
Duncan. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Mm.
Yeah, Duncan.
That'd be
It's
fun.
I forgot
$600.
I forgot who told me that they have a. I mean, you have one too, but like
They have a wedding
Taco
thing.
Bell costume. Yeah, no, I saw it too. Yeah.
Oh, Taco Bell costume.
Oh, I've seen like Belle from Beauty
the
and the Beast.
Bell,
Belle,
Taco Bell, yeah.
B-E-L-L.
Oh, I know her. Yeah, she's cool. She make
I've
all
seen-
kind of dresses too.
Yeah, she does
Like
like,
Mountain
that's
Dew.
very
Fuck
creative.
out of here! And if you mention IHOP, Andy, I swear to God.
Andy's been trying. Every time Andy visits us, he tries to get us to go to IHOP. Anyway, not gonna keep you. Get your food. Have fun. Stay safe. Which Wash your hands. Don't touch anything.
All
Wear
right.
a
If people
mask
want to
if you
find
can.
you guys, how should they find you?
They
Handle,
should-
internet,
They should
Twitter.
find her.
Instagram is probably the best way, but you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube and Facebook. It's all under BindiSmalls and Twitch, obviously. BindiSmalls. Love you too, Stella.
Wait, where'd you get
tomorrow-
BindiSmall?
I'm sorry, what?
Before you announce your next thing, BindiSmall. How do you get that name?
Oh, it was my name in World of Warcraft. Bindi was my name in World of Warcraft for so long. And Smalls was a nickname. He kind of started calling me like, "You're killing me, Smalls." So I kind of just
BindiSmalls became Biggie Smalls.
put them together. And,
I listened to a lot of Victoria's BIG.
So
There's a guy that's rapping Dr. Seuss to Biggie
oh
Small
my god,
music.
that's
Yeah.
brilliant.
All that.
That's awesome.
Anyway, what were you saying tomorrow?
Oh yes, tomorrow we'll be doing cosplay and cocktails as well. And it's gonna be a different setup. We're gonna play Final Fantasy VII, and we're gonna have cocktails, but we're getting them custom made
Ooh.
by a local bar in town. So we're very excited.
You
to
guys also,
show-
I'm not sure, sponsor or like you guys collaborate with a
New Belgium.
distributor?
Oh,
yeah, New
gosh,
Belgium
yes.
stuff, right?
I'm sponsored and I collaborate. I'm a huge fangirl of them anyway. So
Tell me about that.
Like
I know it's
before
keeping you, but that was interesting. I like.
No,
I, need
it's,
to-
it's, it's,
I was gonna
it's
talk
fine.
about you.
Food's
Yeah.
not even here.
We're not in a rush, man.
But yeah, New
That
Belgium
game's
is
not
actually
going anywhere.
like what I
I'm
was
gonna get him.
what I was talking about earlier with the sours and all that kind of stuff. It's all knowledge I've gained through basically just going to New Belgium over and over again. And like we went on the tour.
No, new one for you.
We went on their tour 7 times before like
You should get a stamp card by now.
I even talked. Yeah, I know. I need like a punch card before we even talked about doing like some kind of collaboration. And Sean took a photo of me and then made me post it on my Instagram and tag them on the
Smart.
7th tour that we did, and was like, "Hey, you should let them know you're here. Like, why not? You know, we come here all the time. Focus the camera. Okay, we come here all the time." And I was like, "Okay, I'll do that." And then they reached out pretty much immediately and were like, "Thank you for tagging us. It's awesome. Come to New Belgium. We just want to thank you for tagging us. Bring some friends and we'll give you free beer." And I was like, "Dope."
And I told him I was S class, and he said, "Holy shit, I read about S class."
That's amazing.
Not even making that up. Patrick he'd heard about it.
He hadn't heard about it.
I might be the worst pirate you've ever heard of, but at least you've heard of
At
me.
least you've heard of me. Yes. But yeah, is there a different start time for tomorrow's game stream? Nope. I believe it's going to be the same time.
What
Unless
time
you
is
want
that?
to start earlier.
You're the boss, applesauce.
I usually do 6 p.m. Mountain.
Okay.
7. That would be 5
Se-
p.m. Pacific. 9 p.m. Eastern.
No. 7 Pacific. We're 1 hour. Wait,
No, you're
is
not.
that
She was right.
Oh my gosh! Hi.
what?
Sorry, the cat just tapped my arm. Hello.
Maybe.
Hi, buddy.
Maybe.
You want to come up?
Let me think.
He just like pawed my arm.
No, you're right.
So
You're right. You're right. Yeah. Yep.
6 p.m. our time is 5 p.m. your time.
Yep. You're right.
Oh, I think we're having some internet
shit.
difficulties.
I know.
It's not just us.
Not sure it's you or me,
Sorry.
but
Shocker
the
alarm.
internet's been annoying
Is it
recently.
us?
I think
Just
because
look how he looks fine.
Yeah, he does. Wow. Did we just meet?
well, no, it could be the connection between me and you as well too. You know, we never know. Is everyone's on the internet? Internet's a mess. Discord is a mess. Twitch is a mess. It's a mix of.
What's interesting is you and I are both hearing him fucked up, which does
It might be
imply
Discord.
It's our internet because we.
It could be Discord. Because I had a problem with Danielle Di Nicola the other
I
day.
don't think it's us.
Yeah, I think it's Discord. I had.
That's really strange though,
That's-
because he looks
it
fine on
could
his
be just
computer and we look
Discord.
like shit.
It could be
Just
Discord.
Discord.
It could be Discord.
Oh, we're starting to get you again. It could be just a Discord thing.
Yeah,
Because
you're right.
your stream,
Yeah.
you're coming through fine. You
Yeah.
look beautiful. Our shit
Beautiful.
looks like all chunky and like crazy.
Yeah, I know.
And
I mean,
our-
that's
and
for me
our
too.
internet
That's
looks good at
that's
large,
for
so
me
it's
as
probably
well
just-
on Discord. So it could be Discord. Like everyone's using it and they're trying to go like more letting people using it. Like you used to only can talk to 10 people,
Let me
and now we do
unmute-
50.
Oh, you won't be able to miss, but I will.
but yeah, I'm sure they're going through some. I mean, at least for the longest time it was working for this stream.
This is fucking with my head, but I now hear you perfectly through your stream, Martin.
Well, anyway, this sounds like a good time to end the episode then.
I
We
think
can do this
so.
again next time. Yeah. All right, then. In that case, thank you everyone for watching. You can find us on YouTube, on iTunes, Spotify, and everywhere else. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
Bye.